a cold fall night from Schumann Stadium in Menomonee Falls, it's the TV43 Game of the Week. The undefeated Waukesha Blackshirts versus the Indians of Menomonee Falls. And now with all the color and the action, here's John Gillespie and Fred Nagel.
Where tonight, Waukesha South will take their perfect Braveland Conference 6-0 record up against Menomonee Falls. Falls comes into the game with a 3-3 conference mark. Very cold evening here at Menomonee Falls tonight with the wind blowing about 40 miles an hour, the pregame temperature about 38 degrees, so it's going to be a tough night to throw the football. I've got our astute color man, Fred Nagel, standing by with me right now. Fred, what do you expect out of tonight's game? Obviously, nothing really at stake.
For Waukesha South, they got the perfect record. I talked to Coach Trickey earlier today, and he thinks the kids aren't looking ahead to Tuesday's playoff match. That's the key for tonight's game. If the kids are looking ahead to Tuesday, Menomonee Falls could come in here and beat them tonight.
We look at Waukesha South. They've won 20 straight games in the Braveland Conference, and they started that streak against Menomonee Falls back in 1986 or 87. So does that play into the back of their minds at all that they would like to beat South because of that?
Well, I think Falls, this is their Super Bowl right now. They're 3-3. If they knock off undefeated South, that's a big feather in their cap for next year.
Final question, I mentioned the weather, very windy night, very cold. Is that going to affect the passing versus the running?
I think it'll affect the kicking game more than the passing game. Both these quarterbacks have good arms, and I think if you're shooting 10, 15 yards down the field, it's not going to have any effect.
Okay, well, we'll get up to the warm press box here in about a minute, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff of tonight's game right after this. John Gillespie and Fred Nagel back at Menomonee Falls High School. Menomonee Falls won the toss and they elected to kick off, Fred.
Well, that's not a bad strategy right there. They'll receive the ball at the start of the second half. If the defense does their job and keeps South off the board, you got your first chance to score in the third quarter.
Well, it should be an interesting football game tonight. Waukesha South, one of the state's powers this year. They come in with a 6-0 record in the Braveland Conference. They've won 20 conference games in a row.
That's 3 years without a loss except for to somebody in the playoffs.
Scott McKenna kicking off for Menomonee Falls. And the ball is caught on the 18-yard line, and it's returned up the middle, and good, solid return by number 11, Dave Van Beek.
Van Beek getting the ball on the right side of the field on the kickoff and putting South in good field position for their first offensive set of downs.
Keeping the skill positions now for Waukesha South as we open the first quarter of play. At quarterback, number 16, Craig Amat. At fullback, number 21, Scott Miller. At halfback, number 27, Bill Smith. And at wide receiver, Chad Shear.
Shear's the guy you want to look out for. Amat will throw to him all night if he wants to.
First down and 10 on the 33-yard line. Amat rolls out to pass, and he gets around the right side running for about 6-7 yard gain for Craig Amat. Now let's talk a little bit about this quarterback.
He fumbled the ball as he got tackled, and I believe Menomonee Falls has recovered the ball. So a turnover here early in the game puts the Indians in great field position. Amat there running around the corner, had 4 or 5 guys on his back, and he coughed the ball up.
Talking about the Menomonee Falls offensive unit, the Indians, a very young team, all juniors in the backfield. Quarterback number 4, Mike Schultz, 5'11", 160-pound junior. The rest of the running backs also juniors. Schultz hands the ball off to number 23, Trent Gross. Gross picks up maybe 2. Now, Falls comes in with a 3-3 record, and talking with Ed Schlumpf before tonight's game. Ed was the freshman coach here for about 18 years. He said this ball club's going to be a very good football team next year.
Yeah, coming down the line, they've got some talent here, and they are, as you said, juniors. It's kind of like the same story in Brookfield, too. They had a lot of juniors, and they're going to be good.
The other running back, Jason Klinghammer. And the Mike Schultz kept the football there, picked up maybe another yard or 2. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 10.
Big defensive play here for Waukesha South on the defensive side after giving up the turnover. The Indians are in pretty good field position if they can hold them here.
Mike Schultz over the football. In the backfield, Jason Klingheimer. And I'll tell you, that South defense is pretty tough, isn't it?
The Waukesha South defense, just a typical 5-man front. All of them know the position that they're supposed to play. They fill their gaps, and they hit you hard, and didn't get many yards on that down.
So the turnover at this point has not cost Waukesha South anything. Menominee Falls right now back in a punting formation. Back to receive for South is number 17, Rob Slavens.
He'll have the wind helping him on this kick, too. But
and the kick was blocked. That kick was blocked, and it'll be first down for Waukesha South. That was Scott McKenna back to punt, and one of the South players came through and knocked it down.
That was number 74, Ryan Andrzak there, recovering the ball. I don't know if he got his finger on it or not, but here we have a blocked punt, and a big play for Waukesha South after the turnover, holding the Indians to a punting position, and you get the block.
So the ball is now 1st and 10 on Menominee Falls' 45-yard line. I'll tell you, interesting 2 mistakes here so far early in the game.
And that block punt looms big. The Indians guy did have the wind to his back, and Waukesha South would have been pinned back maybe at the 20, 15-yard line. As it sits now, they've got the ball at the 35.
I noticed 38 degrees tonight and a strong wind out of the north. You were glad to see we're in an enclosed press box.
You betcha.
Should be a pretty good football game. It's nice to see Waukesha South the week before the state playoffs open up, because that's a game that we're going to see next week, them playing somebody.
Yeah, we will find out tomorrow morning who Waukesha South will be playing, and of course we will be following the teams through the WIAA playoffs. Our first game coming Tuesday night.
Well, they've got to get past Menominee Falls first. It doesn't have any bearing on the outcome as far as the playoffs are concerned, but South would certainly like to go in with a win. And we talked a little bit about this would really make the season for Falls to win this game tonight.
This is like their Super Bowl, as we talked about. If they can knock off undefeated South, that's a nice feather in your cap, and that'll carry over to next year.
Well, we're ready to go now. First down on the 45-yard line. Craig Amat barking the signals. And Ahmad hands that one off to number 27, Bill Smith, the 6'1", 205-pound senior running back. And he picked up maybe 5. Pretty big football team when you're looking at Waukesha South's offensive line. You've got 6'3", 205, 6', 175, 185, 205, 205. That's a pretty good size offensive line.
Not only good size, but they're very quick. They got quick feet and a good punch with their hands on the line.
Okay, second down and about 5. Second down, maybe 6. Ahmad hands the ball off again to Smith. This time he goes over the right side, and he may go all the way. Smith is down to the 15, the 10, and he's finally tackled on about the 9-yard line.
Bill Smith breaking over the right side of the offensive line there, picked up a couple of good blocks and showed a little speed right there. He's a tough little runner, runs low to the ground, and a nice gain for the black shirts of Waukesha South.
Our spotter, Ed Schlump, pointing out that the punter, who is number 44, Scott McKenna, may have suffered an injury on that block punt.
That's too bad. Hopefully it's not serious.
Okay, first down and goal. And the handoff up the middle inside, and he's in for the touchdown. That was number 21, Scott Miller, with a score for Waukesha South, and they have a quick 6-0 lead.
Well, they capitalize on the block punt and take the ball 55 yards down the field and get 6 points on it.
So Waukesha South showing a lot of power with their running game early tonight.
That's a sign of a good team. You get the turnover, it's in your favor, but once you get the ball on the turnover, you have to do something with it.
Number 51, Ryan Meissner, will attempt the extra point for Waukesha South. South looking very, very strong early in this football game in spite of a turnover. And the kick is up, and it is good.
The wind kind of held that one up
yes,
there.
Yes, it did. That took a while. I'll tell you, Scott Miller, the young man who scored that touchdown, has scored 36 points this year. That's his 6th touchdown.
He is on a roll.
So Waukesha South with a quick 7-0 lead with 8 minutes, 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. So So 7-0 right now, Fred. This is pretty much what you expected to see out of Waukesha South.
Well, it's nice to see. Talking to Coach Trickey earlier today, he said he believed his kids were not looking past Menominee Falls and looking forward to the playoffs. And they had a goal in mind earlier in the year, and it was to go undefeated and make it to the state playoffs. And right now, they're playing the same way they have all year long.
Chad Shear will do the kicking for Waukesha South. Back to receive, we have number 23, that's Trent Gross, and number 11, Brent Bostrak. And this is a short kick coming down to number 34, Chad Jeskowitz. Jeskowitz goes over the left side and returns up the middle for about 10 yards. It'll be first down and 10 for Menominee Falls on about the 33-yard line.
So Falls picking up pretty good field position on that short kick. I think the wind had a lot to do with that one also.
Should mention that number 34, Chad Jeskowitz, is the son of the head coach for Menominee Falls. And of course, Jim Jeskowitz has been around Menominee Falls a long time, 21 years.
I bet you they don't talk football over the dinner table.
Well, that's kind of interesting. We were talking before about the experience of the coaching staff here at Menominee Falls. These guys have been around a long time, and that really adds continuity to a football program.
Those are the kind of people you can learn an awful lot from.
So we have a penalty on called here. A procedure penalty against Menominee Falls, and that'll bring up a first down and 15. Pretty cold night out there to be on the football field.
I'm glad I'm up here.
I am too.
That ball's awful cold.
Schultz, the quarterback, drops back to pass, and he flings a shot complete to number 21, Craig Curlin. And that was a nifty little pass down there with the wind behind him.
Rolling out to the left, the wind at his back, just sails the ball down there to number 21. Steps out of bounds, a nice little gain right there.
Falls 6.
Falls is on the move here.
Second down and 9 yards to go for Mike Schultz. And this time the inside handoff goes to number 23, Trent Gross. And Gross picks up 5, 6, 7 yards.
So anytime you get the ball and you pick up 5 or 6 yards at a time, you get a nice sustained drive, take some time off the clock, keep the ball out of Waukesha South's hands.
Waukesha South coming into this game with 20 straight victories in the Braveland Conference.
3 years.
Falls usually a strong program, 3-3. That's a respectable mark considering they have a lot of juniors in the starting lineup. And this time the handoff goes to Craig Curlin, but he doesn't get much.
Enjoy the warm continental atmosphere of Katina's Restaurant, featuring a blend of Greek and Italian food, all homemade from prized family recipes. And all dishes are prepared with no cholesterol olive oil. And while you're there, don't miss a visit to the Monroe Room, an authentic collection of autographed pictures of Marilyn Monroe. That's Katina's Restaurant on Appleton Avenue in Menominee Falls.
So it's fourth down and 3. Jeskowitz back to punt. And he gets a nice high booming kick, and that'll come down to number 16, Craig Amat. And Amat takes it up the middle for about 8 yards. And it'll be first down and 10, Waukesha South on the 34-yard line. Chad Jeskowitz with a nice punt.
Jason Kosicki there with the tackle, a junior. Amat plays defense. He runs the ball back, and he's a quarterback.
I tell you, that's tough to have a quarterback back there on the suicide squad like that.
The coach is sitting there just crossing his fingers going, please.
6 minutes, 42 seconds to go. Waukesha South with a 7-0 lead over the Menominee Falls Indians. Craig Amat drops back to pass, and he flings out a quick one to number 89, Mike Wolter, who picks up about 8 yards, bringing up a second down and 2 or 3.
That's a patented South play right there with Amat just dropping back and throwing out to the right. They run out of a multiple pro set offense. They spread the field very well, and Amat does his reads. He'll read the defense and decide what they're going to do. They do check off at the line, too.
You mentioned before, earlier this year when we did the Waukesha South and North game, that Amat is a college prospect.
You betcha.
Second down and 3. And this handoff goes to number 27, Bill Smith, and he breaks into the secondary for a Waukesha South first down.
Boy, if Jeff Davil wasn't there, the senior, number 2, to hold him up, I think we would have had another score for 6 right there.
Bill Smith, a big kid, 6'1", 205 pounds. He's a senior. That's a lot to bring down.
He had 2 TDs in our first game against Waukesha North. And talking about Amat, remember he's the high school quarterback that was ranked number 1 at a Michigan camp last summer.
First down and 10 on the 48-yard line. And the inside handoff this time goes to Scott Miller. Miller picks up about 3 yards.
Falls Napa Auto Parts is happy to sponsor the Menominee Falls football team. Falls Napa has all the right parts for all the right places. See them today at Falls Auto Parts and Supplies on Grand Avenue in Menominee Falls, or stop in at the Richfield Napa and Automotive Supply of Sussex.
Second down and 8 for Craig Amat. And Amat hands off to Smith again. This time he goes over left tackle and looks like he picked up enough for a first down to the 35-yard line.
Nice fake there by Amat, making believe he's giving the ball to number 21 Miller there and hiding the ball and handing it off to Smith. Smith coming up over here, the left tackle, and picking up a good bunch of yards.
I'll tell you, we've seen some excellent football this year on the TV 43 Game of the Week in the Braveland Conference, and to think that South is the class of this conference, that's got to be a pretty darn good football team.
You betcha. The Braveland Conference is loaded with talent.
First down and 10. The ball resting on the 35-yard line. Smith goes in motion. And Amat back to pass, and he throws the ball out to number 43, Chad Shear, and is complete. And Shear takes it down to about the 23.
Nice tackle there by Mike Petroff, number 76. Grabbing Shear up around the shoulder pads, holding on and wrestling him down.
What impressed me about South the first time we saw him play, and again tonight so far, is the balanced attack that this team has.
They are a finesse team. Amat's a very smart, intelligent quarterback.
Now, we won't know until tomorrow whether they have a home team advantage or not in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow morning.
Second down and 1. And the handoff went to Scott Miller, who picked up enough for another Waukesha South first down.
Scott McKenna in there on the tackle for the Falls Indians, but fell forward and picked up the first down. There's a cold little fan out there they just showed.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for these fans that came out to see football tonight. It's not a pleasant evening.
I think the stand should get the Fred Nagel Hustle Award tonight for sitting out in the weather.
Well, we'll wait and see.
Okay.
Of course, it's a very cherished award, so we really can't give that out
true.
until about a minute or two left in the football game.
We just can't throw those things around.
This is Scott Miller over the right side, and he breaks a couple of tackles. I'll tell you, those tackles doing a good job blocking tonight. Starting offensive line for Waukesha South, Shane Vaughn, number 77, 6'3", 205. Number 65, Andy Bingenheimer at one of the guards. 53, the center, Steve Wilkham. 62, Chris Taylor, a guard. And 79, Mike Thomas, one of the other tackles. And the tight end, number 90, J.J. Edmond. They're doing a good job.
On that play, they're running behind Thomas.
Tom Wolf, one of the defensive ends from Menominee Falls, out with an injury. And the handoff this time is not a handoff. Good fake by Ahmad, and he had a man in the end zone. A touchdown. That ball thrown to number 80, Brian Tabor. So a nice fake by Craig Ahmad.
That's J.J. Edmonds with the catch right there, number 90. From the way we're sitting at an angle here in the press box, it's kind of hard to pick up the kids' numbers.
J.J. Edmond, the tight end, with the catch and a nice fake and a nice pass.
So South, every time they've gotten the ball so far, has pretty much done what they wanted to, besides that one turnover there.
Ryan Meister on to try to tack on the extra point, 13-0. The Black Shirts have the lead. And the kick is good, and Waukesha South takes a 14-0 lead.
I've got a question for you, John. Is your hairstyle scary?
Right now it is.
Yeah, it is, really. Kim and Judy from Hair Attractions have a Halloween special. You can get 20% off the service of your choice. Kim and Judy specialize in sun glitzing, foil highlighting, and my favorite, spiral perms. Located just 1 minute east of Northridge Mall, Hair Attraction serves men, women, and always has a special for kids. Call Kim or Judy now for a 20% discount at 354-7115. That is Hair Attraction, 6920 West Brown Deer Road. It's a hair-raising experience.
What's sun glitzing?
I don't know.
I gotta try that. Sun glitzing. We could use some of that tonight, I'll tell you.
We could use sun, period. A little warmth, nice tropical breeze.
Chad Shear will kick off for Waukesha South, and this one will come down to number 11.
And he muffed the ball.
And that was Brent Bostrak, number 11 for Menominee Falls. He scored 3 touchdowns last week against Brookfield Central. Had trouble that time, though.
Yeah, he could not hold on to the ball. Luckily for him, the ball rolled out of bounds, and it's the Falls ball.
2 minutes, 36 seconds to go in the opening quarter already. Waukesha South has a quick 14-0 lead. Does Fall change their game plan at this point?
No, not right now. You still come in here and do what you have to. You're only down 2 scores.
1st and 10 on the 15. And that handoff went to Craig Curlin. Curlin maybe got a couple.
Right now, the Falls offensive line just being dominated
lost 2 on that.
by the South Blackshirts defensive line.
Okay, they're Waukesha South doing a good job. They got Falls in a hole right now. 2nd down and 12 with the ball on the 12-yard line. Schultz calling the signals and the handoff. Inside, nothing again.
Swarming defense there by South.
That one went to... So Waukesha South showing a lot of power on the offensive and defensive lines.
The game will be won in the trenches tonight.
3rd and 13. Minute 42 to go in the opening quarter of play.
I think the Indians will put the ball up here.
Well, Schultz rolls to his right, and he's got a man open.
Nice pass.
Beautiful pass, and that was caught by number 5, Jim Branta.
That's a beautiful pass play. Branta running the route just perfect, and the minute he turned around and looked at the quarterback, and the ball was right in his hands. Good
Unfortunately, not enough for a 1st down, though, Fred, for Menominee Falls, so that'll bring up a 4th down and about a foot.
Now, what do? You go for it, or you kick? I say you kick.
Last game of the season? I don't know.
It's time for the center sneak play.
Yeah, that usually works. Well, looks like they're going to punt, number 34, and that's Chad Jeskowitz. As we mentioned before, the coach's son back in punting. And he's got the wind behind him here. And kind of shanks that one a little bit, but gets a good bounce. So Waukesha South will take over with a minute to go in the opening period, up 14-0.
They got the ball in great field position against South, having to work with the short side of the field. And if you're going to hold the team down, you want them to drive 80, maybe 75 yards, not have them just only go 40 or 45. Buongiorno, feeling very Italian tonight. Michael's Italian-American Restaurant is here to remind you that there's more to Italy than the Mona Lisa and leather goods. There's good food, lots of it, and for not too many lira. One passionate glimpse of our menu will prove it. From the pizza to the pasta, from the veal to the seafood, you'll love the Italian. Playoffs are just around the corner, and Michael's would love to be a part of this special event. Make plans today for a special Italian flair during the playoffs. That's Michael's Italian-American Restaurant on the corner of Sunset and Grand Avenue.
Well, you were talking about delicious food there. Scott Miller carried the football, and he was hit hard by Chad Jeskowitz and picked up just about 1 yard.
I was thinking pizza and couldn't stop. You got to stop me when I get that glazed look in my eye.
Ooh, that does sound good. 2nd down and 8 for Craig Amat and the Black Shirts. And Amat's back to pass. Whoa, that pass was intended for, let's see, we get the number here.
Number
82 for Waukesha South, and that's Chris Newell.
Amat had plenty of time there to set up in the pocket. He just kind of led Newell a little bit too much down in the ground and couldn't get underneath the ball to grab onto it.
20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Waukesha South with a pair of quick touchdowns to take a 14-0 lead. And they're marching again here, but they have a 3rd down and 8 situation.
It's time for the Falls Indian defense here.
Well, South is calling a timeout here with 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. So far, Waukesha South has had good field position, and they've been able to take advantage using the strong offensive line that they have.
Yeah, South has pretty much been able to do what they wanted to, and the turnover didn't hurt them earlier in the 1st quarter.
And the reason they called the timeout there was so that they would be able to kick against the wind, with the wind.
Now that's strategy. It's a chess game down there, you know?
Yes, it is.
Everybody thinks football players are dumb. It's not true.
Well, this would be a good time for Menominee Falls defense to stiffen up, give them a little confidence that they can hold here on 3rd down and 8.
I'm sorry about that. There are some football players who are dumb. They all play for the Chicago Bears.
That's pretty good, Fred. Let's talk more about pizza.
Yeah.
I tell you, South 6-0 in the Braveland Conference this year. Very, very good football team. They got a shot to go very far in the state, do you think?
You betcha. They have got a real good shot. We'll just find out who's going to be their first opponent, or as South would like to say, their first victim. Well, it'll be announced tomorrow, and that game will be held Tuesday night, and we will have it here on TV 43.
Okay, 3rd down and 8 for Craig Amott. And he's back to pass. Good protection.
Oh,
For a while, it broke down there, and Amott tried to move up in the pocket, and he was hit. Good, good, solid defense, and that tackle was made by Scott Rupke.
Falls Indians all over Amott that time. Kind of amazed that he spun out of it and didn't fall down earlier. He got hit 3 or 4 times.
Maybe that's what the Indians needed.
Need to stop him.
So, Waukesha South is in a punting situation right now. And that is the end of the first quarter of play, with Waukesha South leading Menominee Falls by a score of 14-0. An obvious punting situation for Waukesha South. You realize Waukesha South, of course, made it to the state finals last year. They lost to
D.C. Everest.
D.C. Everest in Madison. So they've got the experience, and that helps a lot.
And these kids earlier in the year set out some goals. One of them was to go undefeated. They can reach that tonight, and to go to the state. Everybody...
Okay, they shift back into punting formation there. That scared me a little bit. And the kick by number 2, Jerry Lauer, is a good one. And that comes down to
Brett Bostrock.
Bostrock. Look at him go. He's going all the way. I'll tell you, he broke that one. And finally caught from behind by the quarterback, Craig Amott.
Amott saves the play. I believe we may have a face mask call there on Amott on the tackle of Brent Bostrock.
I'll tell you, that Bostrock showed some good speed there. 5'10", 155-pound senior. As I mentioned earlier, he had 3 touchdowns last week against Brookfield Central, and he doesn't even start.
Hey, when you're hot, you're hot.
So that's a big play for Menominee Falls, and they're going to have the ball after the face mask penalty deep into Waukesha South territory, and a quick score here puts them back in the football game.
Well, that's what you need. You hold them on one defensive set of downs, and you get a nice play on the kickoff, and before you know it, you're on the short end of the field, and you don't have far to go.
First down on the 29-yard line for the Menominee Falls Indians, and Schultz back to pass. And that pass was intended for number 23, Trent Gross, in and out of his hands.
Chris Taylor had a chance to pick the ball off there for Waukesha South. Couldn't get in front of it, though. Carl's Country Market is a home of great meats and award-winning sausage. If you're a fisherman like John, Carl will smoke your fish or prepare your wild game. Carl's Country Market, known for quality and service, is proud to sponsor this telecast of Menominee Falls football. Carl's Country Market, Pilgrim and Silver Spring in the Falls.
Second down and 10, and the handoff goes to 21, Craig Curlin, and he was hit hard.
To number 77 there for the black shirt, Shane Vaughn, getting in the offensive backfield and putting a little pressure on him.
Well, that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. And you'd like to see Menominee Falls take advantage of that good return by Brent Bostrock.
Definitely.
14-0 football game. We're at the 11-minute mark in the second quarter of play here at Menominee Falls High School, the TV 43 game of the week. I'm John Gillespie, along with the astute Fred Nick.
Thank you, sir.
Schultz rolls to his right. Can't find a man open. And that was intended for number 23, Trent Gross. Gross was open for about a split second there.
Yeah, number 46, Dennis Nabok there on the coverage for Waukesha South. Good job of blanketing his man.
Falls now going against the wind, and a pretty strong wind, too.
Yeah. Let's see, the current temperature is 37 right now, and the winds are gusting to 31 miles an hour. The fans are bundled up. I'm bundled up here.
Well, 4th down and 8, and you'd have to think that they're going to go for it this deep in Waukesha South territory, and they are. Mike Schultz back to pass, and he's going deep for number 5, Jim Branta, and he was overthrown.
Branta overthrown. He had to look from his left to his right. I don't know if the ball was originally supposed to be thrown to his left. Either way, the ball was overthrown, and South takes over on downs. Unfortunate for Falls after having great field position on the kick return.
Well, Menominee Falls has a very good, strong defense, according to Ed Schlumpf, our spotter, and he told me that that's what to watch in this ball club is Falls' tough defense, and see if they can do it again here, what they did in the last series.
Well, in the last 3 games, they've outscored their opponents 79-36, so the defense has done their job.
Ahmad hands this one off to Bill Smith. Smith maybe got 6 on that play, and I'll tell you, he got most of it on his own.
That's classic Bill Smith running low to the ground, puts his head down, keeps the legs churning.
But you got to think that kid may have a shot at a college. Here's some of the kids having a good time out here tonight. They look warm.
A lot of people out here from South tonight cheering the team on. That's nice to see. A lot of fans for the Falls, of course, here being at home. Get a good crowd tonight.
Especially considering the change in the weather.
Yesterday it was 74 at this time.
2nd down and 6. Smith again. This time the Falls defense does a good job.
That play did not fool anybody on the Falls defensive front 4. 5, I should say.
10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter here at Menominee Falls High School.
That was Larson on the tackle for the Indians.
Yeah, Menominee Falls, a good, solid defensive team. They're young. I'll tell you, their junior varsity was 8 or 9-0 this year.
Yeah.
So next year, Falls is going to be tough.
You bet.
Ahmad splits 2 players to his left. 3rd down and 4. And the quick pass goes to number 89, I think that is, Mike Walter. And that should be enough for a 1st down.
Are you frightened that you won't find that unique Halloween gift?
Not yet.
I've laid awake at nights thinking about it. T&K Novelties is the place to go for gag gifts, from whoopee cushions to fine porcelain, from party goods to custom printing on the spot. T&K Novelties has it all. They're sure to have what you're looking for. That's T&K Novelties. They also carry an extensive line of bingo and dart supplies. T&K Novelties, Colonial Plaza Shopping Center in the Falls.
And this handoff goes to Scott Miller. And Miller picks up maybe another 1st down. Depends upon where they mark the football. Yeah, 1st down.
He's got it. I might go to a Halloween party dressed as a whoopee cushion.
I'm going to go as Fred Nagel.
Have people sit on me, never mind.
I like that. That's pretty good. 1st down and 10 for Waukesha South. They're driving again. Chad Shear splits out to the right. Miller and Smith in the backfield. And this is Miller with the carry. And he picks up 4 more yards.
It's classic Miller once again. Runs low to the ground like Smith. Makes his reads. He saw where he had a little bit of hole and always falls forward.
Scott Miller, 5'11", 180-pound senior. And you take a look at this offensive unit for Waukesha South, and we've only got 2 juniors starting. So this is a very experienced Waukesha South football team.
Well-disciplined team. Coach Tricky has the kids doing what he wants them.
This time he sends Shear in motion. And Amat back to pass, and that ball is caught by J.J. Edmond, the tight end. Another 1st down for Waukesha South. Craig Amat throwing the ball extremely well tonight.
That was just a perfect pass play there to J.J. Edmond, the big tight end, running the slant across the middle of the field, and Amat hits him with it right in stride.
He's now 5 for 6, Craig Amat, throwing the football tonight, and that includes a touchdown to that target there that just caught the ball, J.J. Edmond.
Hey, you got to stay warm. Keep the arm going. Cock it. Let it go.
1st down and 10, the ball on the 26, and that's Miller on the inside. Now, I'll tell you, he was hit at the line of scrimmage, and he just took a Menominee Falls player for another 5 yards.
Scott Rupke, one of the guys there on the tackle for the Indians. As we said, Smith and Miller are the types of backs that they'll carry 2 or 3 guys on their neck before you get a chance to bring them down. The key with those guys are they run very low to the ground and keep their legs moving.
Well, that time he was hit by Chris Lackner, a 5'8", 180-pound junior, and he took him for another 4 or 5 yards. And this time it is Smith with the carry. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3. The ball now on the 16-yard line, actually 3rd down and 1.
A big play here for the Falls Indians on defense.
Well, 6:35 to go in the 1st half, and South with a commanding 14-0 lead right now.
There you see the South brain thrust down there.
Shear splits out to the right along with number 89, Mike Wolter. 3rd down and a half a yard. And this time it's Miller over the left side, and he gets down inside the 10-yard line down to the 5.
You can credit that all to number 21, Miller. He got the ball. He started to move straight up into the field, saw that there was a lot of bodies in the way, just sidestepped to the left and turned the ball upfield. I think that play was designed to go up the middle, and he made the read and took it off to the left.
Well, so far an excellent drive for Waukesha South. They started this drive back on their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, they are moving the ball once again.
And right now they have a 1st and goal, and they're on the 6. Miller, number 21, and Bill Smith, number 27, the running backs. Ahmad calling the signals, directing Smith to move over to the other side. And the handoff goes to Bill Smith, who does not get the touchdown, but gets inside the 5 down to about the 3. 5:32 to go, first half. Waukesha South so far showing why they are 6-0 in conference play. Second down and goal. The ball resting on the 3. Look for this one. I'm brilliant. It's going to go to Bill Smith, the big 205-pounder. That's my prediction.
Don't tell me, oh, amazing Swami.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Now it goes to Chad Shear. And Shear stopped on the 1. That was kind of a crossbuck play to Chad Shear. That tackle was made by Trent Gross. So it's 3rd down and goal.
Do you need a change? Well, Hair Dynamics Salon will create a new look for you with a spiral perm or try a new French braid. Ask for one of our specialists, Amy, Barb, Wendy, Roseanne, or Linda. Any one of them can help you. Hair Dynamics Salon in the lower level of the Colonial Plaza Shopping Center. Creative service since 1989.
3rd down and goal. The ball on the 1-yard line for Waukesha South. Ahmad hands off, and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see here.
I don't think they got in.
I don't either. No signal from the official. Good job by Menominee Falls.
Nice play by the Falls defensive line and linebackers up there. Only got a half a yard to go. I don't think he made it.
No, that was Scott Miller on the carry. Good job by Menominee Falls, the left side of their defensive line.
Well, defense is their strong suit.
And there's a timeout being called now by Waukesha South as we have a 4th and goal on the 1.
Dairyland Bus Company is proud to support high school football in Waukesha County. Sports competitive fosters school spirit and pride, and Dairyland Bus commends team members, coaches, and students for their enthusiastic support of high school sports. Dairyland is proud to furnish school bus transportation for many varsity and intramural sporting events in Waukesha County. That's Dairyland Bus Company, serving the Waukesha community for over 30 years.
The TV 43 game of the week. So far, it's been all Waukesha South here at Menominee Falls as we see Craig Amat and the rest of the offensive unit getting instructions on the sideline as they face a rather critical 4th down and 1 foot on to go on for a touchdown.
The coach is filling them in, telling them what he wants them to do. You might see a quarterback keeper here.
Not a bad call. Not a bad call at all.
And you might not. I don't know.
Of course, you got those 2 big running backs, Bill Smith, 205 pounds, and Scott Miller, 180 pounds.
Well, either way, if whoever gets it, the play is going to work at the offensive line, blows the defensive line out of the way.
Well, it'll be a big victory for Menominee Falls defense to hold them here in this situation. So far, they've done a good job in the goal line stand. So here we go, 4th down and a foot to go. And the handoff goes to Miller, and he's in for the touchdown.
Miller running over the left side there. Andy Bingenheimer, Shane Vaughn getting key blocks. Steve Wilcom also, the center, and he just fell forward, spun, and landed in the end zone.
So a touchdown for Scott Miller, and that makes the score Waukesha South 20, Menominee Falls nothing, as Meissner is on to attempt the extra point. 3 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the first half here at Menominee Falls. Craig Amat, the quarterback, he does everything. He's holding down there on this play.
That kid, he never gets a break.
Well, we have a flag on the play here or something. Yeah, a flag's being thrown. We'll wait here from our expert spotter, Ed Schlumpf, who was a referee in high school football for 20 years. He understands all the rules of this game on the high school level.
That's the guy you want spotting. makes us look good.
Yes, he does.
And that's not an easy job.
No, it's not. That's encroachment against Menominee Falls. And it's going to be declined as Meissner is ready to attempt the extra point. And the kick is good, and Waukesha South is leading Menominee Falls 21-0.
Well, does your car radio have the blahs? Does it sound empty, distorted, or just plain sick? Alpine Sound and Service in Menominee Falls can install a custom car stereo system to bring your concert stage sound into your automobile at a pleasing price. Alpine also carries a wide variety of auto alarms. That's Alpine Sound and Service at 167th and Appleton Avenue in Menominee Falls.
That'll be interesting to see now if Waukesha South tries to kick the ball away from Brent Bostrock. He was the young man who had that big return just a while ago as the cheerleaders enjoying the frigid weather down there.
They might even get the Fred Nagel Hustle Award tonight.
What about me?
No, I can't get. Family members or employees of TV43 are not eligible. Kind of like the McDonald's McMillions thing.
Okay, the kick is going to come down to Bostrock. Let's see if this guy can do it again. We got a reverse, a fake reverse. And let's see if Waukesha South fell for it. Whoa, wow. Brent Bostrock was leveled at about the 25-yard line.
Our cameraman fell for it.
So the fake reverse, decent return. First down and 10 for Menominee Falls on the 24-yard line. I should point out that Falls has yet to pick up a first down tonight. Schultz pitches out to Jason Klinghammer. And nice run up to about the 31-yard line for a pickup of about 7 yards. Jason Klinghammer, 5'9", 160-pound junior, as we mentioned earlier. The entire offensive backfield for Menominee Falls, juniors.
That's amazing. They're going to be good next year. Jerry Rongstad there on the tackle for the Black Shirts. If you don't pick up first downs, it's going to be an awful long night for you.
Second down and 3 for Mike Schultz, the quarterback. The wind blowing in gusts of up to 40 miles an hour tonight, so it's not easy to pass. And that one was picked off by the quarterback, Craig Amat, who also plays defensive back. Mike Schultz picked off.
Amat gets his hands up in the air, and the ball just happens to come to him. I don't even think he saw the ball. He saw it deflected, and it ended up staying in his hands. Now, you like that. The quarterback's helping himself out there.
Well, you know what? I think with that wind blowing the way it is tonight, that ball might have a tendency to sail on him.
Kind of looks like a duck sometimes up there.
So Waukesha South with an opportunity to add on to their 21-0 lead. They have a first down in 10 on the 42-yard line of Menominee Falls. Amat handoff to Bill Smith around the right side. Good job by the Menominee Falls defense. And
that is Herb Larson on the tackle there, number 52. Good job of making the read, playing off of his block, and bringing the Waukesha South running back down.
Herb Larson won the tackle there. Nice play.
5'11", 205.
So they lose a half a yard there. We're down to the 2-minute mark, just about 2:05 to go in the first half. South leading 21-0 at Menominee Falls here tonight. Amat's handoff goes to Bill Smith, left side, and he's hit hard again. I'll tell you, the Falls defense looks pretty strong on this series.
They are a strong, heady group of defensive players. Everybody's doing what they're coached to do, taking care of their assignments. And if you do that and not overreact, you're going to have a good night defensively.
So they lose 3, bringing up a third down and 13 for South.
And if you're the Falls, you really want to hold South not to getting a score right here before the half.
Yeah, really. You hate doing 28-0.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what Craig Amat does here. That Shear split out right. Smith in motion. And Amat back to pass, and he's under some pressure. And he's got a man open here. But he was, Brian Bostrock was right there, right along with
Chad
number
Shear.
43, Chad Shear.
Was running down. That's his favorite target, Amat, right there. Just overthrew him.
So a good job there by the Menominee Falls defense, as Waukesha South will most likely punt the football. 1:14 to go in the opening half. So far, it's been all Waukesha South. Now what they do here is they come out as if they're going to go for it, and then they shift back into punt formation. I figured that out now after we've done 2 South games. Okay, here's the kick. And a fair catch is being called for by Bostrak. And Falls will have a first down and 10 on the 15-yard line with 1:08 to go in the opening half. Now, would they just run out the clock here, Fred, that deep in their own territory?
I think you don't want to have the turnover. I don't think you're going to throw the ball in the air, maybe try to pick up something on the ground.
Okay.
But I'm not a coach. I'm a fan like everybody
I'll tell you,
else.
if you're a fan of the Braveland Conference, though, it's good to see South looking this good tonight as we open the state playoffs next Tuesday. Mike Schultz calling the signals, and he is back to pass. And he threw that one intended for Jim Branta on the left side, but he was pretty well covered.
Bowling leagues have rolled in again. Help your team stay out of the gutter. Stop in at InStyle Pro Shop for all your bowling needs. Save on famous brands and all t-shirts, jackets, sportswear, and bowling equipment. InStyle Pro Shop, 1 block south of Main Street on Appleton Avenue in Menominee Falls, which is where we are tonight.
Right. TV 43 Game of the Week.
This was easy for me to get here. I didn't have so far to drive tonight.
Al Schultz was dropping back to pass, and he handed the football off to Bostrak on the delayed draw, that looked like.
None of the Black Shirts defensive players there were fooled on that play.
See if South does have 1 timeout left. See if they use it here. Yep.
Get the ball back.
Right, sure. They'd be punting, Falls be punting against the wind. We've got 48 seconds to go in the opening half of play. And South would like to see if they can get their hands on the football one more time. And Schultz and Mike Schultz, the quarterback, and the Indian offense will be facing a 3rd down and 8 with the ball resting on about the 16, 17-yard line. Can you hear them there or just see them?
I can hear them. There's the cheerleaders. Got the mittens on tonight. It's cool outside.
Cool.
That's an understatement.
Yeah,
well, last
cold.
year they played this game in a blizzard almost.
Do you realize 2 weeks ago when we were at Heartland Arrowheads watching Sussex Hamilton and Arrowhead play, it was 84 degrees at game time.
I wanted to wear Hawaiian shorts that night.
And tonight we're dealing with pregame temperature of 38 degrees and strong northwest winds gusting up to 40 miles an hour. That's quite a change.
You bet. Welcome to Wisconsin.
What's that old saying? If you don't like the weather, just wait a while, or
Yeah.
wait a day, or wait an hour?
That was true from yesterday to today. At least it's not a snowstorm. The rain stopped. The field's in great. I was kind of worried that we may have a sleet storm tonight, but the field's in great condition.
3rd down and 8 now for Menominee Falls. They'd like to pick up this first down so they don't have to punt. And the pitch back goes to number 11, Bostrak, and he's hit short of the first down. So with 40 seconds to go and the clock running, it appears as though Waukesha South will get another shot at the football. They're out of timeouts, though, I think.
That was number 62, Chris Taylor, in there on the tackle.
So look for Falls to let the clock run down here as far as they can. It's down to 25, 24 seconds, and they'll send in their punting team. So maybe they'll even take the delay of, no, they're going to come up and kick it. 16, 15 seconds to go in the opening half. Chad Jeskowitz back to do the punting for Falls. 6 seconds to go in the half, and it's a short kick. Coming down to number 17. And that is the end of the first half. And so far, it has been all Waukesha South tonight. And we've got a special halftime guest coming up, Ed Schlumpf, who has been working as our spotter tonight. He's an expert on high school football, especially in Menominee Falls. And we'll be back to talk with Ed right after this. Special halftime guest to talk to, Mr. Ed Schlumpf. Ed has coached high school football on the freshman level here for 18 years, and he was also an official on the high school level for 20 years. Ed, you guys 3-3 in the conference coming into tonight's game. This is not normal for this high school, is it?
No, that's right, John. We really are down this year. we've had a strong program here for many years, but I think this year the big thing was we got caught with our seniors down. We had 17 seniors is all, and we're playing a lot of juniors, which normally we don't have. I think on offense they're starting all but 4 are juniors, an all-junior backfield, and that's made a difference.
I think one of the interesting things is looking at the coaching staff here. These guys have as much experience as professional coaches.
Well, I think that's one of the secrets of this program. All the guys have been here and have coached a long time. There's 10 guys total on the football staff with 221 years experience, so they average over 20 years per man.
What makes them stay at the same high school for that amount of time?
Well, I don't know. Many of them, some of them went to college together, but it's a program that's been solid from the beginning, and they enjoy working for this district and for this administration and this head coach, and of course they've had success, and so they continue to go with it, you know.
We look at that offensive backfield, it's almost all juniors. So next year you guys got to be looking forward to a real strong team here at Menomonee Falls.
Well, right, and we've got a JV team that just finished its season at 9-0 last night. This is our sophomore group. They beat Waukesha South, by the way, 8-7. They went for the 2-point conversion. They came from behind. It was 7-6, and Steve Verme scored the touchdown, and then they threw the pass to Tony Logie for 2 points. He caught it laying on the ground, and they won 8-7. So they're 9-0, and they're going to help next year.
So that's exciting. Now we look at this Waukesha South team. They came in with 20 straight wins in the Braveland Conference. We were talking before the game started tonight that I guess that streak started against you guys.
Right. I think it was 17-7 they beat us in 1987, and that started their string of 20 straight in the Braveland. I'm sure the Indians, you know, would like to end that streak right here where it started.
What's kept the program here so successful for so many years, do you think, Ed?
Well, again, it's the coaching staff has a lot to do with it. I think the kids in this community, though, are very coachable, and they work hard in the off season. I think that's the secret in any strong program. You have to be active throughout the year. One of the other things is our guys don't just specialize in football. Coach Jessica was telling me yesterday that there's only one starter out of our 22 starters who is only a football player. All the others play 2 or 3 or 4 sports, so they're active year-round, and I think any high school that's successful will tell you that when kids do that, they're going to excel.
Final question. You've been around high school football a long time. As a matter of fact, you officiated when I was playing at Dominican High School. What do you think the difference is between today's high school athlete and, say, the athletes 20 years ago?
Well, I think they're really a lot more sophisticated, a lot more skilled, a lot more talented. Of course, they're coached better, but with the use of audiovisual equipment and films to look at and improve yourself, and plus all the other equipment that's available, I just think kids are more talented.
Okay, Eddie, I really appreciate the visit. Ed Schlumpf, who's been around high school football a long time. I appreciate him being our halftime guest. And we'll be back with the second half kickoff between Waukesha South and Menomonee Falls right after this. John Gillespie and Fred Nagel back for the second half tonight. Waukesha South, a big first half, rolling up a 21-0 lead over Menomonee Falls.
I have got some unofficial halftime stats here for you for the Waukesha South Black Shirts. In the passing department, Craig Amott is 5 for 7, right around 55 yards. Rushing the ball, the Black Shirts 23 runs for 132 yards, and they have got 8 first downs and 1 interception. For the Menomonee Falls Indians passing department, the quarterback is 2 for 8 for 19 yards. They've rushed the ball 11 times for 33 yards, and the big stat here is Falls has no first downs yet. They went through a full first half without a first down, and they've got 1 fumble and 1 quarterback sack tonight. Those are unofficial stats.
So, Fred, we are almost ready here for the second half kickoff. Chad Shear will do the kicking for Waukesha South. And that ball is coming down to number 11, Brett Bostrock. And this time they work the reverse, and the handoff goes to number 23. And that's Trent Gross. So they work the reverse that time, Fred.
That was John Wordman there on the tackle. They run that reverse every kickoff. They set it up the same way. Sometimes they hand it off, sometimes they don't. It keeps the special teams honest. You always got to keep 1 or 2 guys in that line, just in case they hand it off as they did that time.
Well, I would say this is a big series coming up for Menominee Falls. They've got a 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. They're down 21-0. But I'd like to move the football on this first series, and that handoff is to Jason Klinkhammer, who picks up maybe a yard. That's a big stat when you really think about it. The Falls did not pick up a first down in the entire first half.
That was Shane Morgan there on the tackle. Yeah, no first downs. They had 33 yards rushing on 11 carries.
Well, Mike Schultz, the quarterback for Menominee Falls, and in the backfield, he has 22, Jason Klinkhammer, and number 21, Craig Curlin. And the handoff goes to Curlin, and he has a big hole up the middle. I'll tell you, that's their first down, and a real good, solid run by Craig Curlin, a 5'9", 160-pound junior.
Jerry Rongstad there saving it, and Craig Amat there. A nice big hole in between the guards. Good job by the Menominee Falls offensive line.
So that'll be 1st down and 10. The ball now resting on the 38-yard line. So a big pickup.
That's their first down of the game.
So see if they can keep this drive going. The handoff again to Curlin. This time he gets about 3 yards over the right side.
Craig Ladwig and a bunch of other of the black shirts in there for the tackle.
So this is, wouldn't you say, an extremely important possession for Menominee Falls, considering the problems that they had offensively in the first half?
Well, it'll pick up the momentum. They pick up a couple of first downs here, and even if they only get a field goal out of it, you have to feel good about the fact that you move the ball down the field on Waukesha, which you hadn't done in the first half.
2nd down and 7, and Schultz is back to pass, and wow, that pass was broken up by number 41, Jerry Rongstad. And the pass was intended.
Beautiful play there by Rongstad, going up with his left hand and breaking up the pass play.
That pass was intended for Brad Leafblad. Schultz did show a pretty good arm on that.
Nice spiral.
Especially when you're thrown against a wind like that. Well, that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter here at Menominee Falls. John Gillespie along with Fred Nagel, the TV 43 game of the week. Here comes the reverse, and the ball is handed off to number 23, Trent Gross. And he's very close to the 1st down marker.
It is number 64 there on the tackle, Adam Lindenlob, and a couple other of the black shirts.
Good call by Coach Jim Jeskowitz.
You bet.
And it is a 1st down.
The 2nd one of the night. Now this is a drive. Falls is doing a good job right now.
Well, that's good to see. I'd like to see Falls get back into this football game. They're down 21-0 now, but there's plenty of time.
Obviously, at halftime, the Falls coaching staff saw something that Waukesha was kind of vulnerable to, and they're going to it.
Schultz back to pass, and this time he has Jim Branta, and Branta may have picked the ball. He'd be short of the 1st down. That pass looked like it picked up 8-9 yards.
Craig Amat there in on the tackle, along with number 46, Dennis Nabak.
Boy, it's nice to see Falls coming out with a nice-looking drive here. I bet those players that aren't in the game are a little chilled.
It's cold down there when you're not running around. This is one of those games where you put tape over the ear holes in the helmet. The wind gets in there and whistles. It'll drive you crazy.
That's a good trick.
Yeah. Then you can always say, hey, I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
2nd and 2, and the pitch back goes to Curlin, and he picks up another Falls 1st down. They're on the move. The Indians looking good here in the opening few minutes of the 2nd half.
The Main Street hair designers in Menominee Falls are proud to show their support for the Menominee Falls Indians. If you're looking for a new hair design, the friendly stylists at Main Street can help you create that special look. We specialize in hair coloring and perm wraps. Sun tanning is also available. That sounds warm. That's Main Street hair designers, 16616 Main Street in Menominee Falls, or call 251-0920.
1st down and 10. And again, the handoff goes to Curlin. This time he stopped after about a 2-yard gain. So, Fred, Falls must have found something out at halftime because they've moved the football real well. They started this drive on their own 25-yard line, and now they're down with a second down and about 6 yards to go, with the ball resting on the 27-yard line. So, good drive.
Nice sustained drive here by the Falls. Be a big momentum booster if they can punch the ball in for 7.
Schultz calling the signals. The handoff goes to Curlin. And Curlin picks up another 2 or 3 yards. So there are some holes being opened up there.
Shane Morgan in on the tackle. The offensive line for the Falls just opening up things wide enough for the backs to hit the hole. And you don't need 20 or 30 yards. If you keep picking up 3, 4, 5 at a crack, you're going to move the ball down the field.
Well, this is a relatively big play coming up now. We're dealing with 3rd down and 2. They'd like to keep this drive going, but they're in an area now where really they've got 2 downs to pick up the 2 yards.
You'd use the 4th down.
Mike Schultz, the quarterback, Klinghammer and Curlin in the backfield. And this is Curlin. And Curlin picked up a yard, maybe a yard and a half. But he's still short of the 1st down, so it's going to be 4th and about a foot and a half.
Once again, number 36, Shane Morgan, wrapping him up around the ankles for the Black Shirts.
So a big play here early in the second half. Menominee falls down by a score of 21-0, and they really want to keep this drive going. As you said, Fred, they got to get some points on the board. Number 11, Brent Bostrak, is in the backfield now. And it's a quarterback sneak by Schultz, and it looks like he picked up the 1st down.
I think he got it over center right there, and another 1st down for Menominee Falls Indians. That's their 3rd on this drive.
Well, that's great to see, though. We want to have a little football game here in the second half.
You bet. The Falls fans want to have something to cheer about, too.
Officials on the sideline, would you please put up the yard markers, please?
1st down and 10 now. Yeah, did you notice that? They have the yard markers are all down from halftime on this side of the field here, so you can't really tell exactly where the ball is spotted.
Yeah, they're trying to make our job harder. It's sabotage, John.
Bostrak. And this time he's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage.
That was Olson on the tackle.
Good defensive play.
Olson got a nice surge there into the offensive secondary of the Indians.
I just figured it out. The ball's on the 25.
All right. Eagle Eye Gillespie.
Well, they put the yard markers back up.
Oh, don't ever admit to that.
6 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. South with a commanding 21-0 lead, but Falls is driving. 2nd down and 10. And Schultz has a man wide open, and he throws to Jim Branta. Why, what a nice play. That was Jim Branta on the receiving end.
A beautiful pass play. Chad Shear in there for the tackle. The Falls, the Indians are moving.
Well, that should be a 1st down. The ball down on the 15-yard line, and there's a timeout being called by Waukesha South. So that is a 1st down and 10.
Your complete music center in Menominee Falls is the Academy School of Music at Appleton Avenue and Main Street. You'll find our music instructors are the finest in the Middle West. In addition to lessons and instrument rentals, we buy, sell, and trade a wide assortment of musical accessories. And our repair department is second to none. Guitars, drums, keyboards, band instruments, violins, you name it, we teach it at the Academy School of Music, West Appleton Avenue at Main Street in Menominee Falls. The phone number is 255-6950.
Should mention, Fred, that the leading receiver and one of the starting ends for Menominee Falls, Tom Wolf, is out with an injury tonight. You're too young to remember his dad, Bob Wolf, who was a great basketball player at Marquette University in the 60s, and that kid could shoot. I'm talking about his dad, Bob Wolf.
Yeah, I'm too young.
Yeah, well, he was a great player. I was in high school. But that's Tom Wolf, who is out with an injury, and he is Falls' leading receiver. So their passing game maybe not quite as effective tonight as normal.
So it runs in the family bloodstream, that's what you're telling me. It's in the genes.
Schultz hands this one off to Craig Curlin. And again, Curlin is hit right around the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 9.
That was Morgan back there for the Black Shirts on the defensive play.
Why would South call a timeout in this situation with a 1st down and 10 on the 15 for Falls?
Well, South called the timeout because I believe they didn't like what the defense was doing, and he had to get the team over to regroup.
Okay, Mike Schultz facing a 2nd down and 9. This time he's back to pass. And that pass is intended for Branta, and it's ruled incomplete. And it appeared as though one of the Waukesha South players, Chad Shear, had intercepted the football.
Close call. The officials are right on it, though.
We don't have instant replay on the high school level.
Nope. You have to take the official's word for it, huh? No 2-minute wait for an overruling on that one.
Now, 3rd down and 9, and a real big play here now for Menominee Falls. They're down 21-0, 5:27 to go in the 3rd quarter of football here, the TV 43 game of the week. Curlin and Klinghammer in the backfield. And this time, the ball went to Trent Gross, and he's well short of the 1st down.
Chad Shear there in on the tackle for the black shirts.
Well, this brings up an interesting situation now. We got 4th and about 7. Falls down 21-0. Obviously, they've got to go for it. What do? You got to put the ball in the air, I would think.
You have to get a 1st down.
Thanks, Fred. Schultz is back to pass, and he has his man, Jim Branta. And we'll see if we've got enough for a 1st down here. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. 1st down for Menominee Falls. What a nice play by Mike Schultz.
That was a nice play there, but he is down. He's hurt right now, the receiver.
Jim Branta is number 5, the young man who caught the ball. 5'10", 150-pound senior.
Craig Amott was on him.
Well, that's a big play for Falls.
You bet.
So they have a 1st and goal on the 2-yard line with 4:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. They score here, they're back in the football game. Really?
You bet.
Well, let's hope Jim Branta not seriously hurt. He's the player that is down after he made the reception there. And that was a 4th down and 7, Fred.
Branta's just 5'10" and 150 pounds. He's a senior.
Our spotter, Ed Schlump, has the glasses on the situation right now, the binocs, so we'll find out what's going on here. Yeah, big play there when you're dealing with a 4th down and 7. And Schultz dropped back and hit his receiver, Branta, over the middle. And when Branta made the reception, he was hit pretty hard and held on to the football.
And you know, the Falls, their big thing is their defense. If they're able to hold South here in the 2nd half and they get a couple of more of these sustained drives going like they have so far, they're right back in this ball game.
Well, Branta getting up slowly. Maybe he just had the wind knocked out of him. Looks a little woozy. That's tough to catch that football over the middle, whether it's high school, college, or pro football.
You bet. You'll get popped every time you do it.
So Jim Branta walking off the field. Yeah, he's woozy. Looks like he just got hit real hard. So Falls will have a 1st down and goal. The ball on the 2-yard line. They're down 21-0.
Plus, on a night like tonight, being this cold, the ball's a little harder.
Yeah, that's true. And perhaps he may have fell on the ball, too.
That, too.
So we'll see what Mike Schultz, the quarterback, has up his sleeve here on 1st down and goal. And the handoff this time goes to Curlin, who's in for the score. Touchdown for Craig Curlin, 5'9", 160-pound junior.
Running over the left-hand side of the Menominee Falls offensive line, 6 foot 225, 6 foot 175, and 6'2", 225. Those are some pretty big kids there doing the job, and they get 6 on the board. That's nice to see.
Well, a beautiful drive. If you recall, that drive started on the 25-yard line, and it consumed almost 8 minutes on the clock.
Now that's a drive.
Show number 83, Kyle Getz is on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. And I'll tell you, that's a tough break.
Kicking right into the wind may have had something to do with it.
So it is now Waukesha South 21, Menominee Falls 6. We have 4 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter of play. So a good drive by Menominee Falls to open up the 2nd half here. It'll be interesting to see how their defense does now.
You have to like that coming out after halftime. The coaches had a little talked a little strategy with the players. They found a weakness in the Waukesha South defense and went at it, and they moved the ball down the field pretty much at will, picking up their first downs of the game.
Now, I know we mentioned it in the 1st half, but if you're just joining us, the wind very strong here at Menominee Falls tonight, gusts up to 40 miles an hour, so certainly that had an effect on that extra point. They're kicking into the wind in that situation. So Getz is all set to kick off for Menominee Falls. Back to receive, Rob Slavens. But it's a short kick, and it's picked up by number 41, Jerry Rongstadt, and he was mad, and he was buried by a couple of guys.
Dave Swanson and a bunch of other guys there for the Menominee Falls Indians playing great special teams, stayed in their lane.
Interesting when you take a look at the linebackers for Menominee Falls. I don't know if you were a wrestler in high school, but you have Matt Remstrider. He's number 51. He was 4th in the state in wrestling last year as a sophomore. Chad Jeskowitz, the coach's son, also a wrestler. He went to the state tournament last year as a sophomore. And Mike Petroff, number 46, another wrestler who is expected to do well this year.
The only wrestling I've ever been into is the WWF.
Oh, okay. Well, these kids, good
It's not
wrestlers.
the same thing.
Kind of nice to have them as linebackers, too. This is Bill Smith over the right side for about 7 yards.
Bowling
And-
leagues have rolled in again. Help your team stay out of the gutter. Stop in at InStyle Pro Shop for all your bowling needs. Save on famous brands and all t-shirts, jackets, sportswear, and bowling equipment. InStyle Pro Shop, 1 block south of Main Street on Appleton Avenue in phenomenal Menominee Falls.
Bill Smith picked up 7 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. You can bet that Waukesha South is going to want to keep the football on the ground and run out a little time here. And they do. They keep the football on the ground. That was Scott Miller, number 21, the fullback on the carry, but he did not get the 1st down. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Big play here by the Falls Indians defense.
Should mention in the first half that Waukesha South's offensive line was awesome.
Yeah, they were doing the job blowing the Indians defensive line off the line. Anytime you push your defensive guy off the line 2 or 3 yards, you're going to pick up some yardage.
Craig Amott, the quarterback for Waukesha South, calling the signals. Smith and Miller in the backfield. And this handoff goes to big Bill Smith, and we'll have to see here where they spot the football.
He's a little bit, no, he's got it.
Yeah, first down. So a 1st down and 10 for Waukesha South. We're down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter of play. Waukesha South will be the team we will feature next Tuesday night on the TV 43 Game of the Week. Exciting time of the year.
As we get into the playoff picture, they'll find out who they're going to play tomorrow morning.
By the way, we were just handed by Bruce Bennett, our producer, the current temperature, 36 degrees. A tad chilly.
He used to be a weatherman.
Yes, he did. Channel 12 in Milwaukee. That's number 27, Bill Smith on the carry. Picked up maybe 3. Good job by the Falls defense there. Tackle was made by number 86, Brad Leafblad. Did pick up 3, 2nd down and 7.
That's a football name, Leafblad. I like that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hey, we got to start thinking about our Fred Nagel Players of the Game.
Hustle Award. I'm still leaning towards the fans on both sides.
Well, we'll see if we can get that many trophies. 2nd down and 6.
They can take one home and share.
Whoa, I'll tell you, Amott back to pass, and the pass was intended for Chad Cheer, number 43, but there were a lot of shirts around there of the other colors.
Jeff Davil down there, it could have been picked off, could have been a big turnover in the favor of the Indians.
Well, it also stops the clock, and that helps out Menominee Falls a little bit. Minute 39 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're down by 15 points, so they'd like to conserve as much time as possible, and of course the incomplete pass does stop the clock, and it will bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Craig Amott, the quarterback, and the rest of the Waukesha South black shirts wearing white shirts.
Yeah, isn't that confusing?
Amott back to pass again. This time the pass is caught by J.J. Edmond, and it is enough for a 1st down.
Going to his big tight end there, Amott to Edmond. That's a nice combination. And I think you'll be seeing that a lot in the upcoming playoffs with Waukesha South.
Well, we saw Amott connect a lot with J.J. Edmond in that first game that we did featuring South and Waukesha North earlier this year. Edmond big, 6'3", 205 pounds. He's a senior, and he looks like he might be a college prospect.
I think there's a couple of schools that would be interested in having Mr. Edmond on their side.
1st down and 10, the ball on the 42-yard line of Menominee Falls as Craig Amott barks the signals. And the handoff goes to Scott Miller around the right side, but the Falls defense is right there.
That's number 58 on the tackle, Scott Rupke, senior, 5'11", 165. Yeah, we were talking about Amott being the quarterback and plays defense and is back on the kick returns. He's also on the basketball team. He's a member of the choir, and he plays drums in the school band.
Wow.
So I don't think he has any free time.
No, I doubt it.
I think he's one of those kids that's always on the go.
You were like that in high school, I know.
Yeah, I was going home.
2nd down and 10. And it's big. Bill Smith, the workhorse, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage by number 51, Matt Remstrider. And I'll tell you, that was a darn good tackle.
There's another good football name, Remstrider. 5'7", 150, a junior linebacker for the Falls.
As I mentioned earlier, finished 4th in the state in wrestling last year as a sophomore.
Took some of his wrestling technique right there.
Well, 3rd down and 8. Falls defense has tightened up here. We've got 4 seconds. Well, where the third quarter is going to run out here. And Waukesha South leads Menominee Falls 21-6 after 3 quarters of play. For the final quarter of play here at Menominee Falls, it's 21-6, Waukesha South on top. A big play right here, Fred.
Final quarter of the regular season.
3rd down and 8, and Falls would love to get that football back. Falls has been doing a lot of blitzing tonight. Credit Craig Amott with getting away from that blitz. Now this time he's got time. And good coverage, and still the football was caught. Very good coverage on the play, but that was
Chad Jesuit there on the coverage, number 34. And that could have been one of those plays where the tie goes to the offense. Both guys had their hands on the ball.
It's a 1st down. Yeah, it was a good defensive coverage on the play.
Jesuit's just a junior, 6'1", 170.
1st down and 10. The ball resting on the Falls 30-yard line. Amott rolls to his left. Looks like he's going to keep the football. And was he buried? He was really buried by Pete Hebert, one of the defensive linemen.
Amott went nowhere that time.
Boy, Falls has come out hitting hard in this half.
And you know, that hurts on a night like tonight. It's that cold and you get stuck like that. Ow.
Yeah, I bet you that would hurt on any night.
Yeah.
That was a good hit by Pete Hebert, a 6'1", 185-pound junior defensive lineman from Menominee Falls. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. Amott hands off to his big workhorse, Bill Smith, who's got some real running room, and he's going to take that ball down to the 21-yard line, close to another 1st down.
Smith running over the right tackle and guard, picking up big yardage for the Black Shirts.
So I'm looking forward to next Tuesday night. We'll have Waukesha South in the opening round of the state playoffs.
Against someone.
It'll be fun to do these teams for the 3rd time this year. They're a solid football team. Coming in with 20 straight regular season victories in conference play.
Everybody in the Braveland Conference is very, very good.
Okay, 3rd down and 1. He didn't quite get the 1st down in the last play. And we've got a flag.
I think there was motion there on the Black Shirts. Split end up here on the left-hand side.
Well, that's kind of a big penalty there. When you think about it, they had a 3rd down and 1, and now they've got a 3rd down and 6.
You don't want to
break for Menominee Falls.
You don't want to be moving backwards, guys.
There we go. Had a little technical problem there. I couldn't hear you for a second, Fred.
Lucky you.
Got 2 other people at home can't do that, right? 3rd down and 6. Just kidding. Amott rolls to his left. And that pass, wow. That pass was intended.
Thing had to be about 10, 11 feet high.
Yeah, it was intended for number 82.
What is that? Bo don't know Black Shirts pride.
See a lot of those Bo don't know.
Bo don't know.
So 4th down and 5, and we'll have to see here. Falls apparently is going to go for, Waukesha South apparently going to go for it. Amott brings his team up. 4th down and 6. 9:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Amott back to pass. And he had a man open there for a minute, decided not to throw the football, and he kept went around the right side. And it looks like he may have picked up the 1st down, depending on the spot here. He had to get down to the 20-yard line for the 1st down.
That's just pure athletic ability there by Craig Amott. Pumps once, keep the ball down, and I believe he had enough for the 1st down.
Well, he had his end, 89, Mike Wolter, open. He decided not to throw the football.
Yeah, he decides to keep it and turn the ball upfield, and another first down here in the fourth quarter for the Waukesha South Blackshirts.
And that's a big first down, especially after the motion penalty, which made it 4th down and 6.
Yeah.
So they're driving again. They lead 21-6. 9:16 to go in the fourth quarter of play here. Smith and Miller in the backfield. Shear split out to the right. And Amat keeps around the right side. It gets down to about the 15-yard line. It's a good fake to Bill Smith.
That was a nice play by Amat. The fake to Smith, and Amat just gets the ball, and he's moving the ball down the field here in the fourth quarter.
Mike Wolter checking back into the game.
You know, that time before I was talking about Bo Jackson? He's coming back now to the Raiders this week. But you think about it, a lot of these high school kids, they play 3 or 4 sports. Bo plays baseball and football. A lot of these kids play basketball, football, track, wrestling.
Not to take anything away from the high school kids, but when you're talking about a 162-game schedule, spring training, and then going right into football, that's pretty amazing. Good defensive play there by Menominee Falls defensive unit. That tackle was made by number 40, Pete Hebert, who's made a couple of fine defensive plays in this second half.
Are you frightened that you won't find that unique Halloween gift? Well, T&K Novelties is the place to go for gay gifts. From whoopee cushions to fine porcelain, from party goods to custom printing on the spot, T&K Novelties has it all. That's right, I said whoopee cushions.
Right.
T&K is sure to have what you're looking for. They also carry an extensive line of bingo and dart supplies. That's T&K Novelties, Colonial Plaza Shopping Center in Menominee Falls.
Did you buy your whoopee cushion there? Is that what you got?
I'm telling you, I'm going to go to a Halloween party dressed as a whoopee cushion. I'm just going to paint myself green and have one of those ends sticking out and then have somebody sit on me, and I'll make the noise it's supposed to make.
Hey, I think you'd be a big
Now,
hit.
that's a unique idea.
I could just see Fred Nagel as a big whoopee
A
cushion.
big whoopee cushion, the walking whoopee cushion.
Well, you know where to get it now anyway.
It's scary. Ooh.
Fred, you know that one. You'd make a good host of a TV show there dressed up as a whoopee cushion.
Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you, we got 8 minutes and 1 second to go in the game here. It's 21-6, Waukesha South in command. Falls, however, has done a good job in the second half. They came out and they made it interesting. They had a 75-yard drive. They scored a touchdown, missed the extra point, but they've done a good job in the second half.
They just got too far behind in the first half. It's kind of hard to play catch-up against these black shirts.
Well, we're dealing with a 3rd down and 3 now. 3rd down and actually about 5 yards to go for Waukesha South. The ball resting on about the 17-yard line. Ahmad calling the signals. And he's back to pass, under pressure again. Oh, my. Oh, my, was he hit. Herb Larson of Menominee Falls decked Amat.
Amat running around back there trying to get away from everybody. Couldn't get away from Larson. But you know what? He gets hit hard and he pops right back up again. That's frustrating for a defensive guy. You think you got a good lick on the quarterback, and the kid doesn't stay down. He jumps right back up again.
Well, Amat still picked up 4 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 4th down and a little bit less than a yard. So another big play for the Falls defense. 7:25 to go in the game. They'd like to get the football back and stop South from scoring on this drive. Well, that handoff goes to Shear, and he picks up the 1st down.
Shear just over the left guard right there, coming airborne and falling forward enough to pick up the 1st down. South has got the ball 1st down again near the goal line.
Now, in this whoopee cushion costume, would you have arms and legs, or?
No, I just make myself into like one big walking whoopee cushion. No arms or anything. What do you think?
I think it's an excellent idea.
I'll come to your house and trick or treat and see what you're giving out.
1st down and goal. The ball resting on the 6-yard line for Waukesha South. They're threatening to score again. This is big. Bill Smith over the right side, and he is close to the touchdown. Boy, I'll tell you, he was close there. The ball is being marked
About a
the
yard.
1-yard line.
Goal, the ball is at the 1-yard line.
Boy, he's tough to bring down when you're talking about 6'1", 205 pounds, and the kid runs hard.
Comes at you with a full head of steam. 21-6 here in the 4th quarter. The Black Shirts up on top. getting warmed up for the upcoming playoffs.
Hey, I'm getting excited. Next Tuesday night, the TV 43 game of the week, we're in the playoffs along with Waukesha South.
You bet. Follow them as far as they go.
Craig Ahmad calling the signals and hands this one off to number 27.
Touchdown.
Bill Smith, and another touchdown for Waukesha South, and that makes the score 27-6 with 6:02 remaining.
The Black Shirts just keep rolling along, picking up the first downs and getting it in the end zone.
However, if I'm Menominee Falls, I'm not discouraged. When I look at all the juniors starting on that ball club, I'm looking at a JV team that went 8 or 9-0 this year. They've got a good football program on the rise again.
We have got a lot of schools here in the Braveland Conference like Menominee Falls just a year away from being up on top.
Ryan Meister on to attempt the extra point, kicking against a strong wind. And that kick is good. And it is now Waukesha South 28, Menominee Falls 6. So, Fred, is this the type of game you expected tonight? As all the chilled fans here, apparently Waukesha South fans looking on?
Very pleased to see that Waukesha South was not looking ahead to Tuesday's playoff game, that they came in here and knew they had a job to do. And the Coach Trickey said that they set some goals earlier in the year. One of them was to go undefeated, the other one's to go to state. So it looks like they're on their way to the undefeated part, and they just have to make it to Madison for the state finals.
Well, apparently they're going to win this one tonight, barring a miraculous comeback by Menominee Falls, and it would be their 21st straight victory in the Braveland Conference.
3 years in a row without a loss in the conference.
You like that shot there? That's a nice shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice picture.
Jerry Lawler kicking it off for Black Shirts.
Okay, back to receive for Menominee Falls, number 11, Brent Bostrock. And number 23, Trent Gross, and the kick is short. And it's taken by number 34, Chad Cheskowitz. And the coach's son, who also has seen a lot of action tonight here, returns that one to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Falls, 5:58 to go. Now they've got to come out throwing now, down by 21, 22 points.
Yeah, you put the ball up in the air. They got the people to do it. There's nothing to be ashamed of if you're a Falls Indian or a Falls Indian booster tonight. They've played, no one's quit. They haven't given up.
Okay, 1st down and 10, ball on the 33. Mike Schultz, the quarterback. Klinkhammer and Curlin, the running backs. Schultz back to pass. Boy, he shows a nice arm here. Let's say they throw a flag. Yes, they do. That ball intended for Trent Grossen. Jerry was unintentionally tripped.
Jerry Ronstad will draw the flag, number 41, for the Black Shirts. I believe he was unintentionally tripped up, but they don't care if he did it on purpose or not. They're still going to throw the laundry out.
Now, Ed Schlumpf, who is our spotter tonight, our halftime guest, who knows a lot about the Falls football program, also an official for 20 years. You know, he was officiating, and he officiated me in high school when I played. But he just pointed out now the penalty on this situation, pass interference, is 15 yards and an automatic 1st down in high school.
Okay. I got to ask him if you were really as bad as I heard you were in high school football.
I don't think Ed even remembers me, do you?
I heard you really stunk the place up, Joe.
No, I was an outside linebacker, man. I used to, like I told you, crawl on the bottom of the pile. Here's the reverse. Second time tonight that they've run this play. And that handoff goes to Trent Gross, and it didn't fool Waukesha South that time. Now, when I played in high school, I played at Dominican High School in what was then well, it wasn't the Metro Conference, the Catholic Conference, I think it was called. But I used to crawl on the bottom of the pile and get up and adjust my pads to make the announcer upstairs think I made the tackle so they'd announce my name.
You were slick. You were slick.
Hey, it worked a lot of times, I'll tell you.
That's Gillespie on the tackle.
And I used to get credited with about 12, 15 tackles a game, and I actually only made maybe a half. Schultz back to pass again for Falls, and again he goes deep, and this time the ball knocked down by guess who? Craig Ahmad.
That poor guy, quarterback, secondary, runs, kicks back.
Sings in the choir.
He plays basketball. He plays drums.
Well, 3rd down and 10 now. 4:47 to go, 28-6. Waukesha South on top. So South looking good as they tune up for the playoffs, which begin next Tuesday night. Schultz again back to pass, this time under some heavy pressure. And he is brought down.
By Chad Ellsworth, number 72 there for the Black Shirts. I think we're going to get to the point of the game now for Waukesha that they're going to make a lot of substitutions and give kids a chance to play here.
Yeah, there's number 74. Kind of looks like you running out there, man. Who's that guy?
He's got a lot of speck on his bones. That's Ryan DeAndrazak, my kind of player. 5'8", 235.
Yeah, that's your kind of player.
You bet.
Okay, Falls is back to punt, and this is Jeskowitz with the kick. Nice kick. And that comes down to number 11.
Dave Van Beek.
Dave Van Beek.
6 foot 150. He's a backup quarterback for the Black Shirts.
And it looks like he's going to stay in. Yeah, you're right. We're going to see some of the substitutions now for Waukesha South coming in as we got 3:55 to go in the football game. They've got a commanding 28-6 lead.
In at quarterback for Waukesha South is number 17, Rob Slavens, taking over for Amat right now.
Slavens, of course, sees some action on special teams.
We saw him in our first game, too.
And this time he hands the ball off. And we'll see if we have new running backs in there. Yes, we do.
Everybody's got a clean jersey on.
Yeah, this is number 36. Now we're going to have to start looking at our rosters. We didn't go too deep. It's Shane Morgan.
Number 36, 6 foot 175, running back for the Black Shirts.
I can't wait to see that costume, Fred. I'm really getting keyed up, buddy.
The walking whoopee cushion.
Second down, 8 yards to go. South looking very good tonight.
Nice hole, nice run.
And that's number 36, Shane Morgan again.
Shane Morgan is the ball carrier. Tackle is made by Mike Riley.
So Waukesha South ran up 21 points in the first half. They had a 21-0 lead. That's the way it stood at halftime. Falls came out with an excellent drive. They went 75 yards in about 8 minutes to open the second half and cut the lead to 21-6. But South has tacked on another touchdown, and they have what apparently is a very safe 28-6 lead with 2 minutes 35 seconds to go in this football game tonight. And I'm looking forward to seeing Waukesha South in the first round of the playoffs next Tuesday night on the TV 43 game of the week as we get into playoff action. And that's Shane Morgan again. This time he breaks into the secondary for another first down all the way down to the Falls 45-yard line.
Morgan brought down by Andy Burler. 5'11", 155. He's a backup quarterback, too. And I believe on our playoff games that we are going to have a special guest in the booth with us, Gary Ellerson, former Packer and Lion running back that is a assistant coach in Brookfield. I believe he is going to be our special color commentator for the upcoming playoff games.
Will you get to talk as much then?
No, that's why things work out real well.
Well, who's this? Is this Morgan again? Yeah, he's the workhorse now as we run the clock out here, down to a minute 55 to go. But the brand of football, even though we've seen some very good football in the Braveland Conference this year, it kind of, you go up a beat, don't you, when you get into the playoffs?
Yeah, you turn it up a notch. You have to, otherwise you're going to get your head knocked off.
Well, you figure that you're taking on your opponent has won their conference or at least finished second in their conference, so you're playing very good football games in every game, or every good teams in every game you're in.
That's the time when your palms get sweaty, you get sick before the game.
Yeah, here's the cross buck, and that handoff goes to number 23, Darren Barsh. And he is tackled by number 42. By number 42, Chris Lochner. Lochner sees a lot of action on the Falls defense. He's a junior.
5'8", 180, good size.
Waukesha South has this one under control, and they will finish the season with a 7-0 perfect record in Braveland Conference play. Shane Morgan, boy, I'll tell you, that kid's tough. Shane Morgan, a senior, 6 foot, 175 pounds. He's really carried the ball well here.
And when you're talking undefeated, that's a good thing to do, especially with the caliber of talent.
Nice tackle by Andy Burler there.
The caliber of talent in the Braveland Conference is unbelievable, and to go undefeated, that's something you can really be proud of. But you got to remember now at the end of the season, that doesn't mean squat come playoff time. You're starting over from scratch.
That's true. 35 seconds to go in the football game. Oh, we had a little mix-up there in the backfield, and a flag is thrown.
That's number 48, Andy Travis, slipping from his fullback position.
So Menominee Falls will end their season with a respectable 3-4 record in Braveland Conference play. Actually, they're in a rebuilding year. They've got a lot of juniors on the football team, and as we mentioned a couple times during tonight's broadcast, an excellent JV team undefeated, and their JV team beat Waukesha South's JV team. So Falls on the upswing.
They're going to be a lot of fun to catch next season here in Falls. They got a great program, and it's on the upswing once again.
That penalty, a 5-yarder against Waukesha South, bring up a 1st and 15. We're down to the 22nd mark. This could be the final play of tonight's football game. And it's been an interesting game. Yeah, this will be the last play. 4 seconds, 3 seconds if they get it off. 2, 1. And that is the end of tonight's football game. Waukesha South dominates Menominee Falls, and they will walk off the field, Fred, with a 28-6 win. And we cannot forget the Fred Nagel Hustle Awards. And I've got mine. You got yours.
Yeah. Who are you going to give it to?
Well, I'm going to give it to Chad Jeskowitz, the coach's son for Menominee Falls. He played real well tonight on both sides of the football. He did the punting, and I really like the way he played.
Okay. I agree with that.
And who are you going with?
For South, it's between Amat and Smith. Who do you think?
Well, Bill Smith, of course, the fine running back, a big running back. Yeah, I'd have to give it to Bill Smith.
Okay,
I mean,
Bill Smith.
we gave him a lot of credit the first time around. He's a fine quarterback, seems to play well almost every time Waukesha South is on the field. But let's give Bill Smith, the 6'1", 205-pound senior, scored a touchdown. Had some big runs tonight. The Fred Nagel Hustle Award.
And I bet you he's just gleaming with pride for having that award. Coveted Fred Nagel Hustle Award.
Okay, so next Tuesday night we will open the state playoffs along with Waukesha South. TV 43, by the way, would like to thank the athletic directors of Menominee Falls and Waukesha South, their coaches and staffs, for making tonight's broadcast possible. Also would like to thank our spotter, Ed Schlump, who did an excellent job. And who, of course, was our stat man tonight?
Mr. Paul Michelfelder providing the stats this evening.
Okay, tonight's TV 43 Game of the Week had Fred Nagel as its associate producer, Colette Carey as its production secretary, and was directed by Pete Moran. Our technical director was Jim Davis. The TV 43 Game of the Week was produced by Bruce Bennett. After tonight's weather, who won't leave his house again until next May, but he'll have to because we got state playoffs on Tuesday night.
Join us here on TV 43 for the playoffs.
For John Gillespie, or for Fred Nagel, I'm John Gillespie.
Finals, Dennis Krause reports.
The rematch of last year's high-scoring overtime playoff affair had a much different tempo. Defense controlled the first half. Racine Park wasted 2 opportunities inside the 10-yard line, came away with nothing. Costly fumble here. 3-0 Waukesha South at half. The Blackshirts opened the third quarter with a long drive. Very impressive. Scott Miller with the 27-yard rush here into Park territory. Miller capped the 94-yard drive with his 18-yard touchdown. 10-0 Waukesha South. Now the Blackshirts cut the game open in the fourth quarter on this play. Craig Ahmet lofts one 57 yards to a wide-open Chad Shearer for the touchdown. 17-0 Waukesha South, the final.
I think both teams are real up for this game. I think we had a lot going into it. For last year, they had the revenge factor, so they said, and we were certainly looking forward to playing them, so emotions were really running high.
Waukesha South is now 10-0, and they advance to the state quarterfinals this Saturday. Racine Park season ends with a 7-3 record. From Waukesha, Dennis Krause, News 4 Daybreak.
Super year.
From Waukesha's South Campus, it's the TV 43 Game of the Week. Waukesha South versus Racine Washington Park in a WIAA playoff game. And now here with all the action is John Gillespie, Fred Nagel, and Gary Ellerson.
Well, it's a beautiful night for football. Good evening and welcome to the TV 43 Game of the Week. It's state playoff time, and here at Waukesha South, we've got a dandy for you. The Blackshirts against Racine Park. Racine Park comes in with a 7-2 record. Waukesha South 9-0 on the year. My old sidekick, Fred Nagel, along with me tonight. Fred, I'll tell you, what do you think of this game tonight?
This is going to be a great game tonight. South coming in here undefeated. Park at 7-2. Park has got to contain Amat tonight if they want to win. We've seen him. He's a good good flushing in and out of the pocket. And if Park wants a chance to win tonight, they have to contain him. Put pressure on Ahmad.
Kind of an interesting situation. Last year at this time, it was Waukesha South that knocked Park out of the playoffs. Does that have any bearing on tonight's game?
I've heard some rumors that these two teams don't like each other, so we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Okay, thanks a lot, Fred Nagel. Also tonight, a special guest commentator as we enter the high school playoffs. Gary Ellerson, who you all know from his days as a Green Bay Packer, now an assistant coach at Brookfield East. Gary, you coached against this South team this year. How tough are they?
They're very tough. They're gonna come out and try to run the football, but they have a great passing game, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to open it up a little bit against Racine Park.
Waukesha South has been awesome all year. What are their strengths?
I think their number one strength is their quarterback, and I think they have a great offensive line, and they have good running backs who run very hard and low, and they try to get the extra yardage.
So they're a tough team.
They're tough.
Okay, should be a great football game, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff. Racine Park versus Waukesha South state playoffs coming up right after this. John Gillespie, Fred Nagel, and Gary Ellerson back at Waukesha South tonight. A big, big playoff game between Racine Park 7-2 and Waukesha South 9-0. Are you ready for this one, Fred?
This place is jumping. This is going to be a great game tonight.
I'll tell you what happened on the coin toss. Waukesha South won the toss, and they deferred. Now, Gary Ellerson, why would a team defer the kick?
Well, I think they may want to come out in the second half and receive the ball and try to go down and score a touchdown right away.
Okay, should be an interesting football game. If you recall, last year, Waukesha South beat Racine Park in overtime, wasn't it, Fred, in the first round of the playoffs?
Yes, they did, and in 1988, Racine Park defeated Waukesha South on their way to a state championship.
Well, we've seen Waukesha South play. This is the third time this year, and I'll tell you, this is an excellent football game, isn't it, Gary, or team?
Yes, it is. Great football team. They're a very disciplined, well-coached team.
Okay, Chad Shear will do the kicking for Waukesha South. And Racine Park setting up to receive. Back deep is number 33, and that is Marvin Brown. And it's a short kick, and it comes down to Brown. And he's hit around the 31, 32-yard line before he's finally dragged down. So how important is this opening series for the South defense, Gary?
I think they need to come out and try to shut them down right away to get the crowd into the ball game. I think it's going to be a very emotional game for the Waukesha South.
Hey, Freddie, how was your week, buddy? Let's take a look at this Racine Park offense. It's a pretty good ball club.
The offensive line, they are big, right around 6'2", averaging maybe 190, 200 pounds. You have Jason Case, Brian Christensen, Charlie Brandt, Jeremy Mudge, Dan Anderson, Solomon Hutchinson, and Tom Popa, and all of them are right around 200 pounds. They're not extremely huge, but what they are, they've got very fast feet, and they have a great punch. You can use the arm punch tonight.
Malcolm Moss is the quarterback, and they do a lot of running. As you can see, they do that on the first play. That handoff goes to Armando Reese, and he is stopped after a gain of about 2 yards.
That is number 62, Chris Taylor, on the tackle for the Black Shirts. By the way, this is the first time we've seen Waukesha in black.
That's right. We've done 2 away games involving Waukesha South this year, and I'll tell you, we've got a good crowd here tonight, almost capacity here at Waukesha South.
And this is a very nice field, a nice facility here.
It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Racine Park. Armando Reese, number 41 of the running backs, and Lee McLaurin, number 31. And this handoff goes to McLaurin, a big hole. So your impression so far of what Racine Park is doing here, Gary? Are they just feeling them out?
Yes, I think they're just trying to come off the ball and see what they can get, and Waukesha South is playing great defense right now at this point.
Is there a different atmosphere for these kids as far as the playoffs and regular season is concerned? There must be.
I think it's got to be, you know. Not every player get a chance to make the playoffs, and I think they got to be very high right now.
Well, it's going to be a big play early, 3rd down and 2, with the ball resting on the 38-yard line of Racine Park.
They were out here screaming and yelling at 5:30. They were ready to get get the game underway.
You mentioned in the opening of the show tonight, Fred, that there's no love lost between these two teams.
It's no secret. I've heard some rumors around.
Okay, well, we'll probably see some hard hitting. I'm sure we will. Let's hope that's all we see tonight. Malcolm Moss, the quarterback, number 5, calling the signals on 3rd down and 3. And he's back to pass under heavy pressure. Wow. Wow, is he hit.
That is number 79, Mike Thomas, and a couple other of the black shirts coming in on Moss. Racine Park running out of a slot T or an I formation, send the guy in motion. They are basically a run team, and what he was looking to do is throw the ball out in the flat, but the offensive line just didn't hold their blocks long enough.
So, Gary, it looks like their strategy worked.
Yes, they blitzed their inside linebacker, which they didn't do a whole lot during the season, so they're showing some different look defensively.
Okay, back to receive for Waukesha South is number 17, Rob Slavens. And the punt comes down to Slavens on the 43. He's got a little room. And he's gang tackled on about the 49-yard line. So Waukesha South starting out with excellent field position.
It's number 21, Peter Ortez on the tackle for the Panthers of Racine Park. And as we said, the black shirts, once again, you get the short end of the field here. You only got 50 yards to move for the score. And we're going to see the offensive machine of Waukesha South, which Gary touched in the opening.
Yeah, they've got a couple of good running backs in Bill Smith and Scott Miller. And, of course, Craig Ahmet, the quarterback, a 6'2", 180-pound senior. A highly sought-after young man, I understand.
Yeah, there are a lot of schools looking at him, and rightfully so.
Well, that handoff goes to, couldn't see the number there, number 27, Bill Smith.
Running over the left side, Shane Vaughn and Andy Bingenheimer over there on the left for Waukesha South.
Gary, the 2 games that we've seen Waukesha South play this year, they've gone to Bill Smith quite often. He's a pretty good runner, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good hard runner, and in this ball game, every yard is going to count, and he's the type of running back who can get you that extra yard.
Okay, 2nd down and about 7 yards to go for the black shirts. We're still in the first quarter, 8:20 to go, no score. First round of the state playoffs. And Ahmet back to pass, throws a quick shot out to the left side. And that picked up about 8 or 9 yards, possibly a first down there, Fred.
I believe he's close. That's number 21 for Waukesha. Scott Miller with the catch. Just coming off the line of scrimmage and just scooting out towards the sideline and picking up the pass and turn the ball upfield.
Say, how's your Halloween costume coming along, buddy?
The walking whoopee cushion?
Yeah, I thought you'd be coming dressed tonight.
I'm waiting for as soon as we get further along in the playoffs here. I got confidence in South.
First down and 10, the ball on the 36. Craig Ahmet, the quarterback. Shear in motion. And the handoff goes to 21, Scott Miller, and he's open. Wow! A solid run and an excellent hole. What'd you think of that one, Gary?
That was a great run. That was a great block on the offensive line there on the left side there. He just read his blocks and cut back to the inside there. Great running, great blocking.
Let's take a look at that South offensive line. At tackle, Shane Vaughn. At 1 guard, Andy Bingenheimer. At center, Steve Wilkham. At 1 guard, Chris Taylor. At the other tackle, Mike Thomas. At one of the ends, J.J. Edmond. And at the other end, Mike Wolter. First down and 10. And the inside handoff goes to Miller. And he picks up another 6-7 yards. And I'll tell you, early on in the game, they're really winning the war inside.
In the trenches. The offensive line just coming off the ball, and they're just blowing defensive guys off the ball. They're not doing anything special.
Well, I'll tell you, this South team is experienced. They've been playing together for a long time, and it really shows.
If you love the taste of Mexican food, you'll like it even better at half price at the Santa Fe Cafe at 535 West Sunset Drive in Waukesha. Order any regular item, mention TV43, and get the second one absolutely free. That's Santa Fe Cafe, 535 West Sunset Drive in Waukesha. Proud to be a sponsor of the Black Shirts football team.
Well, another inside handoff by the black shirts, and that ball is now inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first down and goal. So South very impressive on this opening drive.
South is doing what they've done all year, setting up the game with the run, and then as soon as they get the secondary and the linebackers looking to run, he's going to go back and toss the ball in the air.
First down and goal, the ball resting on the 9-yard line. He split out 2 to the right, and that handoff goes to Miller over left guard for about 2 yards. It's tough to get that ball in the end zone when it's first and goal on the 9, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's a long way, but they seem to be working that left side over there pretty hard.
Gary, I know you were heavily recruited out of Georgia as a high school senior. What's that like for some of these kids to be recruited by colleges?
I think it's great. You know, it's an opportunity that never come around twice, and I think you should take full advantage of it. It's a free ride, and it's just great.
Okay, second down and goal. That's Miller again on the hand. Oh, wait, he kept it, yeah. Good fake, huh? That was number 25, Bill Smith. Bill Smith has changed numbers on us this week. He was wearing number 27 the last time we saw him.
He's trying to trick you, John. I heard him say earlier in the game that he was going to pull one over Gillespie's eyes.
Well, he sure did.
That is Shad Smith on the tackle there for the Panthers. It's kind of hard to pick out the numbers for the Racine guys. They got neat-looking jerseys, but with the lights and the orange and the white, it's kind of hard to pick out.
And you forgot your binoculars, too.
Yeah.
Incidentally, we should apologize. Last time we did Waukesha South, we were saying Craig Amat for the quarterback. It's Craig Amat.
Yeah, we found out tonight. We're sorry.
We got a receiver split out to the right, and Amat is back to pass. Ooh, he's under pressure. And he's going to go down for a loss of about 4 yards, so that will bring up a 4th down and goal. And we're probably going to see a field goal attempt by Ryan Meissner. So they're spotting that, what, on about the 12, 22, be about a 29-yard field goal. That's pretty long for high school, isn't it?
Yeah, this guy can kick.
Okay. No score, 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the opening quarter of play.
And the wind not a factor tonight like last Thursday in Menominee Falls.
What a gorgeous night for football, huh?
That's great.
Craig Amat will do the holding, and Ryan Meissner will attempt the 29-yard field goal for South. And the kick is...
good.
The kick is good by Ryan Meissner as Waukesha South takes a quick 3-0 lead.
K&M Sports, one of the leading hockey stores in Waukesha County, is offering a brand new line of sticks by Montreal, Louisville Slugger, Easton, and Cooper. K&M Sports also has a strong line of skates by Bauer and pads by Cooper. For all your hockey needs, it's K&M Sports on I-94 at Highway T in the Silver Nail Shopping Center in Waukesha. And Gary, you never played hockey, did you? Those guys are crazy.
No, never played hockey.
Those guys are nuts. We were talking on the phone the other night about baseball players having an injury and then sitting out for 2 years. And football guys, you have your knee work done, you're back in 2 weeks. Hockey guys, they have a leg amputated and they're back out there the next week. Those guys are crazy.
And baseball players have a hangnail and they're out for
baseball players they're wimps.
At least.
Okay, Chad Shear will kick off the football for Waukesha South. And another squib kick. And they're having trouble fielding the football. Excellent coverage by the black shirts.
Nice coverage. All the kids stayed in their lanes on the special teams, and with the bobble of the kick, it gives you a chance to move your way down the field and make the tackle.
Well, Trevor Rogers was the first to touch the ball for Park, and that caused a few problems down there.
So Malcolm Moss and the rest of the Racine Park offense comes out. Moss this year was 35 for 80 in the passing department, 569 yards, 3 interceptions, and 3 TDs. So they don't put the ball up that often.
First down and 10, the ball on the Park, 21-yard line. And Moss's handoff goes to number 31, Lee McLaurin. And again, he picks up about 4 or 5, maybe 6 yards, setting up a second down and 4.
That's Dennis Nayback on the tackle for the black shirts.
I know it's very early in the football game, but you saw South march down and pick up the 3 points pretty much with ease. Is this a big series for Park here?
I think it's a big series because what South is doing, they're playing field position football, and South is trying to keep them pinned down there so they can get good field position.
Okay, that's number 31, Lee McLaurin again, going around the right side, and he picks up a first down. So it'll be first down and 10 for Park.
If you mention TV 43 and Budget Rental Center, we'll give you special discounts on log splitting equipment, chainsaws, brush chippers, and all trenching equipment. I know, John, you're a trenching kind of guy.
You bet.
Just say TV 43 for big discounts at Budget Rental Center on Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha.
Those log splitters are great, you know.
You like those?
Yeah. No, if you got a fireplace, yeah.
You're a lumberjack type of man, aren't you?
You betcha. Moss again with the inside handoff. This time the black shirt defense is there to stop them after a gain of about 2 yards. That was number 40, Armando Reese.
I think Ryan Andrzak in there on the tackle.
So we've got 3:34 to go in the opening quarter of play here. South took the ball, marched about 70 yards to, or no, about 40 yards to pick up the first score of the game. A field goal by Ryan Meissner. So it's 3-0 Waukesha South on top. Second down and 7 yards to go. And Reese again on the inside, maybe 2.
Tom Olson in there on the tackle.
It's going to set up a third down and 4 or 5. Now, you in your scouting report, Fred, mentioned that they don't pass a lot, but this is obviously a passing situation. What can we expect in this play here, do you think?
Moss is a play-action type of passer, and he'll throw out in the flat to one of the backs. You don't see him putting the ball down the field for 20 yards. He's the line of scrimmage to 10-yard range.
Okay, we'll see what he does here. Relatively big play early in the football game. Third down and 5 to go for Racine Park. And Moss back to pass and tries to throw a quick one to his tight end, Tom Popa, but it's incomplete. So again, Gary, they're going to have to give up the football to Waukesha South.
Yes, and again, they have great field position again as they get a decent return back.
Number 17, Rob Slavens, will be back to receive the punt.
First Federal Savings Bank is one of the most reliable banks in Wisconsin. They specialize in home, car, and educational loans. Stop by our 3 convenient locations at 134 Wisconsin Avenue, Racine Avenue, and Highway 59, and at Summit and Grandview. First Federal Savings Bank serving Waukesha for 67 years.
Okay, the punt comes down, takes a bounce. Mishandled the football, and it is recovered by Racine Park's number 35, Yusef Lowry. What a big play.
That is a big mistake by number 17, Rob Slavens there. He should have just let the ball get down. The ball's rolling around on the ground like that. He made the dive, tried to pick it up. And when the ball's bouncing on the ground like that, that's not a round ball. That thing will go all over the place.
Wow, what a big break for Racine Park. They've got a first down and 10 on the 31-yard line. Malcolm Moss, the quarterback, calling the signals. And this time the handoff goes to McLaurin, who goes around the right side and looks like he's going to pick up at least a first down. So I'll tell you, Gary, that can really change momentum in a hurry, a play like that, can it?
Yes, that was a crucial play. And Racine Park is coming right out, and they're excited, and they're running the football very hard right now.
What do you teach the kids about fielding a punt like that? Stay away from it, or what?
Well, when the ball's rolled on the ground, you want to try to stay away from that. It was a big mistake by the ball player, but I think he'll come back and do better the next time.
Okay, I'll tell you, Racine Park threatening now, first down and 10 on the 19-yard line. And there's an official timeout on the field. Got a problem with the yard marker over there, Fred.
You know, that McLaurin, he's a pretty fast runner.
Yeah, he is. He's not a big kid, 5'6", 160, but he can move.
He's averaging 8.8 yards per carry this year.
But you see how quick he got around that right side?
He's fast. He's fast.
You know, Halloween's just around the corner, and the Joke Shop at downtown Waukesha is your Halloween headquarters. They have costumes, professional makeup, and lots of help and suggestions from Jeff's 18 years of experience. And this week only, ladies and gentlemen, listen up, mention my name, Fred Nagel, and get not 5, not 7, but 10% off of a whoopee cushion purchased in stock. That's the Joke Shop, 265 West Main Street in downtown Waukesha.
Okay, first down and 10, Malcolm Moss with a handoff. And that's number 29, who breaks a couple of tackles. You're right, those numbers are tough to see with those orange uniforms there.
It is. Sharp-looking uniforms, though.
They are, very nice.
It's Thomason on the tackle and Olson for the South. So their backs are against the wall defensively here after the mistake on the kickoff.
Outstanding use of a cliche there,
Thank
buddy.
you, son.
Second down and 7 yards to go.
I learned from you, the best.
Oh, big defensive series here for Waukesha South. Second down and 7. Moss hands it to the second man through, Armando Reese, and he gets inside the 10-yard line. We'll see if he picked up enough for the first down.
It's going to be a little short, looks like.
Offensive line for Park doing a good job. They're finding the holes, and anytime you can pick up 4 or 5 yards on a run like that.
Well, he's about a yard short. Now, as we talked before, Gary, when South had a 1st and 10 on the 9, or 1st and goal on the 9, that's tough, isn't it, to pick up those 9 yards rather than a 1st and goal on the 3 or the 4?
Yes, that's a long way to go. You know, the field gets shorter, and then ball players kind of crunch it in there a little bit, so this is tough.
Well, Moss will have an extra play here if they pick up the first down.
Whoa.
And that was Armando Reese.
Going to be close.
Good job by the South defense.
Could be the old left foot, right foot spot.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got a good spot there.
Well, we'll see where the official marks it. Yeah, they're going to have a measurement. Going to have a measurement here. Beautiful night for football compared to last week when we were at Menomonee Falls and it was about 35 degrees with the wind blowing about 40 miles an hour. This is beautiful tonight, isn't it?
It stunk last week.
Well, we had a pregame temperature tonight of about 55 degrees and light southwest winds, so a beautiful night for football. Okay, here's the measurement now.
Let Eagle Eye Ellerson try to figure this one out.
Yeah, it looks like they got it.
They got it.
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten the signal from the official as yet. They've got to really sit down and really look at this thing. What is he saying? 4th down and a half an inch to go?
Half an inch.
That's amazing. Well, obviously, if you're Racine Park, you've got to go for it. And actually, that can work to their benefit, can it? Give them 5 downs to score inside the 10. If you look at it that way, they've got to pick up the first down, obviously.
Well, with the old quarterback sneaker work right here, what do you think?
Well, if you can't pick up a half an inch. Well, we'll see what they call. Yeah, the sneak would probably be the most appropriate play.
I'm calling for the center sneak again.
Oh, yeah, that's your favorite play. We still haven't seen it yet this year. And that is the end of the first quarter of play here at Waukesha South. And right now, South has a 3-0 lead with Racine Park threatening. Well, we're back here for the second quarter of play. As I mentioned, Waukesha South on top 3-0. But I'll tell you, we've got a critical play coming up right now. 4th down and inches to go for Racine Park. They're inside the 10-yard line.
This is a very big play. This will set the tone for the rest of the game. The Blackshirts need to try to limit them to a field goal on this, but we'll see.
Well, it's almost tough not to pick up a half an inch, isn't it?
Well, yes, unless they fumble the snap or something like that.
Okay, we'll see what happens here. 4th down and a half an inch to go. Malcolm Moss, the quarterback, 6'2", 175. That should be enough.
Oh, they fumbled it.
Fumbled the snap.
Oh, my goodness.
The amazing Ellerson-Dini over
I'll tell you,
here.
that Gary Ellerson is awesome, man. He called that one. Well, we'll see what happens, though, where they spot the football.
Now you have to see if he got the ball and then squirmed underneath.
Boy, I'll tell you, they did not get it. They did not get it. Waukesha South holds on the mistake by Malcolm Moss, a fumbled snap from center. Gary, how did you figure that one out?
What a big play. What a big play.
I tell you, that's a big break for the Waukesha South defensive unit. Racine Park got the ball on the 31-yard line after a muffed punt. So Waukesha South's defense comes through and they hold.
They asked for a measurement.
Of course, what is the rule on that? Can you request a measurement at any time?
Yes, at any time. Yes, you can.
Okay, they didn't get it. They were about 6 inches short.
Oh.
Your one-stop center for vinyl flooring and ceramic tile in Waukesha is Tile & More at 328 West Sunset Drive. Tile & More caters to do-it-yourselfers or will arrange installation if you prefer. Stop in and mention TV43 and we'll give you a free container of Armstrong or Congolium floor cleaner with no obligation. That's Tile & More, 328 West Sunset Drive, Waukesha, your one-stop flooring and ceramic tile center, saying go Blackshirts, and are probably smiling over there right now.
Okay, that handoff goes to Smith, number 25, who picks up maybe a yard or two. Hey, we got to think of a nickname for Gary Ellerson, our color man tonight. What are we going to call him? The Great Houdini or something along those lines?
Like that.
He's got some mystic powers calling that last play. So that was Bill Smith on the carry, picked up maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
You know, Gary's an assistant coach for one of the schools in the Braveland Conference. I'm trying to get him to install that center sneak play next year.
Think it'll work?
Yes, it'll work.
See? Great football minds think alike.
Okay, this time the ball goes to Smith again, and he gets over about the 13 to the 14-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and 5. And this is kind of a big first down because South doesn't really want to punt this deep in their own territory.
No, they don't. And Racine will have good field position if they don't get this first down here. So this is a big play.
Craig Ahmet, the 6'2", 180-pound senior quarterback, can throw the football pretty well.
Defense is the Panthers' pride this year. They've done a great job on defense.
Walter and Shear are split out to the right, and that's Scott Miller in motion. And we have a flag. Looks like too much time.
That's what it looks like.
Delay of game. Now that's a coach's nightmare.
Oh, man.
So it's going to be the third down and about 9 or 10 to go now. And that's a tough break for the Black Shirts.
And that really hurts. Now you got to think about it. You can't really take a 5-step drop for the quarterback. It's got to be a quick pass, or they got to run like a draw or something like that.
And this is a big play for Park's defense. Do you think that they would consider really going in on this one?
I would try to rush the quarterback here. I'd try to blitz right here.
Okay.
Take a chance.
See what happens. Ahmed calling the signals now. Miller in motion. And Ahmed does drop back, and Gary calls the blitz. Gary calls the blitz. And it looks like that was number 8. Greg Clark in there for Racine Park.
Clark coming in untouched from the right side.
So you call that one again, Gary.
That's something where the quarterback has to read the blitz, or was that a mix-up by one of the backs of South not picking them up?
Well, yeah, I think they should have a blitz pick-up read there. Obviously, they didn't pick it up.
A loss of 6 yards. It'll be 4th and 18 now. Back to punt is Jerry Lauer. Good snap. I'll tell you, there's some pressure on the snap when you're in that situation. And that ball comes down to number 32, Matt Talsma. And Talsma with a nice return all the way down to about the 14-yard line. So again, South has their backs against the wall.
One more time.
Butchard's Floral Shop has been serving Waukesha's floral needs since 1892, excuse me. It's a full-service florist with professional care for all occasions. You want to read this next one?
Come to Burkhardt's open house.
It's Butchard's.
I know.
Open house during the Waukesha Christmas Walk on November 18th from noon till 4.
That's Butchard's Flower Shop,
277 West Main in downtown Waukesha.
Well, you missed a play there because you were fooling around.
That guy has really big-time speed there.
Number 31?
Yes.
Yeah, that's number 31, and he is their leading rusher.
Lee McLaurin there.
So he picks up 8 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 2. Ball resting on the 6-yard line. So Park, right now, definitely in good position to score.
Yeah, knocking on the door one more time.
There's nobody in the Park's backfield that runs the 40 any slower than 4.5.
Oh, that's a lot of speed back there.
Malcolm Moss, the quarterback. Number 89, Tom Popa, split to the right. And the inside handoff goes to Reese, who bangs his way down to the 3-yard line, and that'll be enough for a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for Racine Park. The ball on the 3-yard line, so they got 4 shots to get this thing in there.
Yes, they should score this time, hopefully.
8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter of play here at Waukesha South. South holding on to a slim 3-0 lead. They marched down and picked up a field goal on their first possession tonight. A 29-yard field goal by Ryan Meissner. That's been it so far tonight. 1st down and goal for Malcolm Moss, the senior quarterback. And fumbled the football.
Oh, my goodness.
He tried to hand that ball off to Lee McLaurin, and there was a mix-up. What did you see there, Gary?
It looked like they just, the running back did not get his arms up to receive the handoff.
Well, I'll tell you, Waukesha South has had 2 big defensive plays in the last 5 minutes of this football game.
Yes, with a lot of help from Racine Park.
So South will take over the football, 1st and 10 on about the 6-yard line. A big break for the Black Shirts. Craig Ahmet, the quarterback. And this time he hands the ball off to Scott Miller, and Miller breaks into the open and picks up about 15 yards all the way to the 23. A big run. South's offensive line opened up a huge hole.
It's Shane Vaughn once again, 6'3", 205. Some big kids to run behind over there.
Well, that's what's impressed me about South the 3 times that we've seen them play this year. They do an excellent job with their offensive line.
And you have to have a little bit of lady luck with you, and they've had a lot of that so far tonight.
1st down and 10. And this time the handoff goes to Miller again. No, he faked it, and Ahmed kept it. He faked me out there.
It almost looked like a little option play there.
Yeah,
they were going to throw.
So Ahmed is all the way up to the 33-yard line. And a good gain of about 8-9 yards. It'll bring up a second down and 1, and that's a nice situation to be in, 2nd and 1.
On an option play, Gary, who does the quarterback read? The defensive end to decide whether he keeps it?
He's supposed to read the outside linebacker. The outside linebacker takes him, he's going to pitch it.
Okay.
If the outside linebacker plays soft, then he's going to cut it up and get what he can.
And with 2nd down and 1, this is a freebie down.
Freebie.
Just don't want to turn it over.
South holding on to that 3-0 lead, 7:23 to go in the first half of play. I tell you, Racine Park, barring 2 mistakes, could easily have the lead in this football game.
Yes, they could be up 14-3 right now at this point.
Sherm's Campers on Highway SS in G in Pewaukee is the place to go for aluminum and fiberglass truck caps. Sherm's also is an expert at wiring any vehicle or trailer and can service your RV. At Sherm's Campers, Highway SS and G in Pewaukee. One of our favorite places to go. That's where the lady gave us all those hot dogs.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah. That was homecoming for Pewaukee.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun this year.
First down and 10. WIAA playoff action. And that's Bill Smith. And Bill Smith did some fine running on his own there after he got through the hole, picked up 8 yards.
Yeah, their running backs are running pretty hard tonight.
Nice job by the offensive line again.
Yeah, very. And you look at Bill Smith, he's 6'1", 205. Scott Miller, 5'11", 180. And those guys run the football real well.
Kind of run like Gary did. Low to the ground, strong, keeps the legs moving.
Oh, yes.
Gary was a pleasure to watch in his college and his pro days. And why did you give up? Was it just injury situation?
Yes, just a lot of little nagging injuries, and I had one big knee operation, and it was all over after that.
Well, you watch the beating running backs take, every Sunday. It's amazing that they can even get up on Monday morning.
Yes, I used to watch, my rookie year, I actually watched Italy Ivory come in with 2 swelled up knees, and they would drain him every Monday. He would practice only on Fridays.
Wow. And it's your whole, I bet you guys have bruises that you didn't even know you got when you wake up the next day.
That's true. Very true.
Well, I saw a thing in Sports Illustrated about Roger Craig having welts on his body from being hit so hard.
Yeah.
His skin breaks apart.
Another first down for Waukesha South.
There's got to be saner ways to make a living than doing that, eh?
Like what we do.
Yeah.
First down and 10 for the Black Shirts. They're on the march. This drive started on their own 6-yard line. Ahmed calling the signals. And again, the handoff goes up the middle to Miller, who picks up 5-6 yards. You do that every time. You don't have to throw the football.
No, you don't.
Link's Frame Shop and Art Gallery has a limited edition featuring Northwoods craftsmen, beautiful works of art by Zodic and Guy Damas, Klotsky, and many others. Come in now and see our quality selection of E.V. Crandall prints. That's Link's Frame Shop and Art Gallery, downtown Heartland, next to the Cobblestone Inn.
Second down and 6. Shear split to the right.
Blitz.
And here's the pass, and that is caught by Shear. No, the official says it hit the ground.
South doing a good job of picking up the blitz that time.
Yes, they're sending blitz people in there now.
So now we're going to have a third down and 7.
Park runs kind of the same defense that South will run. A 5-down lineman, maybe a 52. They send a guy roving, blitz every once in a while. And the key to their year this year, they've just played outstanding defensive football.
Big play for Waukesha South. Third down and 6. Ball on the 46-yard line. Ahmed back to pass, straight drop, and he's going to, he moves out of the pocket under pressure. He handled that well. Good defensive job. And a good job getting rid of the football.
Craig doing everything he possibly could there to try to pick up some yardage.
Now, if that was the NFL, that'd be in the grass.
No in the grass call here, huh?
No.
No in the grass.
Good job by Ahmed to get that ball off and incomplete. So, Waukesha South in a punting situation.
So far tonight, the defensive, when they've had to be there, the call, both teams have done the job.
Number 2, Jerry Lauer, will do the punting for Waukesha South.
Nice kick.
Yeah, that was over the head of the receiver, number 31, McLaurin. And nice punt.
That's a nice
punt.
So Racine Park will take over on the 9-yard line. So a good job by Waukesha South. And so far, the field position has worked out for South, other than the turnovers.
Yes, it sure has. Waukesha is playing pretty good defense right now at this point, but Racine Park has been beating themselves.
So Park will have a first down and 10.
First and 10 for Park.
And they've kept the ball almost exclusively on the ground tonight. I can't remember Malcolm Moss throwing a complete pass.
I think he had one attempt, and that was it.
Well, the handoff this time goes to number 28, Shad Smith.
Smith, the ball carrier.
Good defense by South.
Mike Thomas stacking him up there, holding him up. Another guy coming in, put the final lick on him. That's the kind of running back you like to see. The kid keeps his legs moving. Never stop. That's what they coach you.
Keep them pumping. Try to get the extra yard.
And always fall forward,
oh,
right,
yes.
Gary?
Always fall forward, if you can.
Well, we got 5 minutes to go in the opening half of play. So far, it's been a defensive battle, and South is leading this one 3-0. And it's going to be second down and 7 for Racine Park. And Moss hands the ball off.
Moss runs into his own blocker there.
Yeah, that handoff went to Armando Reese, and he was hit. And it looks like no gain. Maybe a loss of a yard.
Chad Shear with the tackle, but actually he was helped out by the other blocking guy from Racine Park.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 7.
And this is a big play for Racine Park. They'd like to pick up a first down and not punt so deep in their own territory.
Right, they'd like to move the yardsticks at least one time here, but Waukesha South has been playing great defense, as I said, all night long. So we'll see. What's hurting Racine Park, they really don't have a passing attack, so you can kind of just play your defense as is.
Well, this time Moss is going to try and throw the football, and he's under pressure, and he's going to run. And he's hit short of the first down. It'll be 4th down and about 3 yards to go.
He was looking for Jason Smith the whole way, number 88, down the right sideline. And he had great coverage by the South secondary.
So is this the kind of game you fellows expected tonight? Low-scoring, defensive battle?
To be honest, I don't even know what I expected tonight. I expected a good game, but it's so hard to tell when you get into the playoffs. Some coaches might add a thing here or there. And the excitement from the players, too. If your kids don't settle down, you can have a couple of turnovers early. And so far tonight, we have seen the turnovers hurting Racine Park.
Rob Slavens of South back to receive the punt. And there was a little bit of pressure on the punter there, but he got the ball off. And Slavens is going to be dragged out of bounds on the 49-yard line.
Once again, Waukesha South gets great field position. They only have to go 50 yards for a touchdown here with 3 minutes left.
One thing South has done well is move the football on the ground in this opening half.
Yes, they have.
1 Hour Martinizing is proud to show its support for Waukesha Black Shirt football. 1 Hour Martinizing offers its customers one-day shirt service and same-day cleaning service on items brought in by 2. They'll soon be adding takedown and rehang drapery cleaning service beginning next month. They're also proud to announce the opening of a new 1 Hour Martinizing store at 2320 East Moreland Road, across from Steinhoffels. 1 Hour Martinizing, 145 East Sunset Drive and 310 Delafield.
Ahmed was going to try and pass that football. Instead, he kept and
We have our
got
first
about
flag.
5 yards. Yeah, there is a flag on the play. It's our second flag. We
Second
had a
flag?
motion call, Fred.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Clippings are calling against the shirts.
A clipping penalty. Now, what's the rule on blocking in high school football? You can never block below the waist. Is that correct?
No, I don't think so. In this in high school, you want to try to keep the guys away from your knees. They're young yet still growing, so you want to keep them away.
Well, that clipping penalty is going to be costly for South. It's going to be a 15-yarder, and it's going to take the football all the way back to the 36-yard line, where we're going to have a 1st and 25 for the Black Shirts. Down to 3 minutes to go in the first half. South clinging to that 3-0 lead over Racine Park.
Well, you like to go in a half more up than 3 points.
Craig Ahmet, the quarterback. Ahmed hands the football off to number 25, Bill Smith, and it looked like he lost control of the football.
Just a tad.
Trevor Rogers with the tackle there for the Park Panthers.
I think Ahmed kept the football.
Oh,
that
he
time,
did?
so.
Okay.
For me, too.
Yeah, I did. I thought he had handed the ball off to Bill Smith.
Oh, come on, guys. I saw it the whole way.
We got to pipe in here, pal. Well, we got a timeout on the field by the officials here. It'll be second down and 23 yards to go.
Home Supply on Waukesha's south side says our name says it all. We've supplied hardware and lumber for Waukesha homes since 1953. For Waukesha's complete remodeling center, in addition, Home Supply offers free estimates, free delivery, and of course, free advice for do-it-yourselfers. That's Home Supply at 548 West Sunset Drive. At the railroad tracks, call us at 542-6664 for all your building and remodeling needs. They support Waukesha community and Black Shirts football.
Second down, 23 yards to go. Full house backfield. And this handoff goes to Miller. He maybe got 4.
Oh, he shouldn't have done that.
Our first confrontation of the evening. What happened there, fellas?
That was J.J. Edmond and Greg Clark going at it. Edmond just running downfield, throwing his block. Didn't like the fact that Edmond picked him up and put him on his back, and Clark swung at him.
Lost his temper.
That's a personal foul. That's 15 yards.
First down.
Well,
Yeah,
we couldn't see it
automatic.
happening on our screen because it was off camera, but I guess those two are starting to throw a few punches or
It kind
whatever.
of looked like the WWF, like a back slam there or something like that.
Well, that's going to be a very costly penalty going against Racine Park.
But I can understand getting mad when a guy does that to you. You don't want somebody to put you right on your back like that. Just don't hit him in front of the official.
That's a big, big break for Waukesha South. Now, instead of a 3rd down and 23 or a 3rd down and 20, they've got a 3rd down and 3.
3 and 3.
A minute 55 to go in the opening half here. Waukesha South would like to tack on a few more points before the intermission. They're 9-0 on the year, by the way, coming into tonight's game. Racine Park 7-2.
Coach is calling for a timeout here for South.
Now, let's see if Ahmed, he didn't catch it, so he's back to pass.
Hasn't.
And throws a bullet. Nice catch, Mike Wolter.
Walter knew exactly where he had to go, right to the 40-yard line, keeps both of his feet in bounds, just doing what he had to do to pick up the first down.
It's going to be close.
Yeah?
We'll see where they mark the football. This Ahmed's a pretty good quarterback, isn't he, Gary?
He has a great arm.
was over the line.
They got a bad spot there. I thought maybe he had caught the ball a little beyond the 40-yard line, but
The consensus
doesn't look
here
like
in the
he's
press box says that he made the first down.
Yeah, so it looked-
Well, we're not the referees, though.
That's true.
See what they do here. Waukesha South playing an excellent first half. Park actually could have very easily had the lead in this football game if they could have taken advantage of a couple of blunders.
Yes, they should. They should be up 14-3 right now at this point, but that's behind them now. So we'll see what happens in the second half here when they come back
Too
out.
many players in the way here to see this spot.
Is it hard as a coach, Gary, to get the kids not to think about the turnovers that they may have caused or they may have had a part of?
Yes, it's hard for the individual who made the mistake, but I'm sure these guys are well coached, and he will tell them to be okay. And they'll come back out and play a good ball game.
Well, it is short of the first down by about a foot.
That's
So
a bad spot.
4th down and about a foot, maybe less than a foot,
I
actually.
thought he was over the 40.
So that'll be 4th and 6 inches to go. Now, they got to go for it here. What you think, Gary?
I go for it.
Center sneak. Center sneak.
Well, we'll see if they use the old Fred Nagel center sneak. Minute 39 to go in the opening half of play.
Didn't that always work on a playground when you used to play? That play always worked.
Is that a legal play?
That's
If it
illegal.
touches the quarterback's hands?
It's illegal.
Oh, geez, that ruined that first year bubble. Big play here. 4th down, about 6 inches to go. Watch for Ahmed on the quarterback sneak. No, he hands the football off. And Miller picks up the first down and adds on about 5 yards more.
Miller gets hit at the line of scrimmage, just a little spin move, and as Gary was saying, always fall forward, had both of his hands wrapped up on the ball. I'm kind of disappointed. I thought that center sneak was legal. I thought it was another Bill Walsh, another offensive genius.
Well, you'll think of another one, Fred.
Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll go back to the chalkboard tonight.
1st down and 10. Ball on the 34. Ahmed back to pass, and I'll tell you, that was almost intercepted.
That was going to go to J.J. Edmond.
Ill-advised pass there.
I don't know.
Broken up by number 28, Shad Smith.
I think that may have been Edmond's fault.
Ran the wrong route.
Didn't turn around in time.
Racine Park has been very well coached in their pass defense. I thought maybe that Waukesha South could complete a lot more passes on them than they are, but they're playing good defense back there, secondary.
2nd down and 10. Ball resting on the 34-yard line. A minute 20 to go in the opening half. See if Ahmed tries to throw the football again. He splits 2 receivers out to the right. Shear in motion. Ahmed pumps and fakes and rolls out to his right, and he's got the man wide open. Chad Shear in the end zone. Oh! Just off the fingertips of Chad Shear.
Shear was wide open out there. Just a little bit overthrown. It's a game of inches.
Shear actually stopped running on his route. If he'd have kept going, he might have caught that.
I looked from here that it was just off his fingertips, and that pump fake got the defensive back to come up a little bit, too.
Sure it did.
That may have been the difference with Shear breaking off his pattern.
Well, 3rd down and 10, a minute 13 to go. The Black Shirts leading Racine Park 3-0.
Gary was talking about the Racine Park defense. They've given up an average of 108.5 yards a game.
Wow.
On the season, they've given up 634 yards rushing, and on the pass, only 343 for 977 yards moved against them all year.
That's amazing.
That's a great defensive team.
Great defense.
3rd down and 10. Another passing situation for South. Ahmed back to pass again.
Great protection. He's going the same way.
Yeah, he is.
He's got it.
And that again was intended for Chad Shear.
I think that ball was just floating up there a little too long. Put a little too much arc on it.
Now, when they work a cornerback like that, the right side of the Park defense, do they spot a weakness there, Gary?
I think Coach Trigger's been doing a little homework over there. he keeps hammering out that right side there, so maybe he found a weakness there.
Well, a minute 7 to go. We're down to 4th down and 10. And we'll see what South decides to do here. Will they punt the football or will they go for it? Ball on the 34-yard line. Interesting call.
If you get the ball in the end zone, it comes out to the 20. It's only a 14-yard difference if you don't pick anything up.
And with just a minute 7 to go, you'd think, well, why not try for the first down? The way the defense has been playing in this first half, they shut Park down.
Right. If I was Trigger, I probably would go for it. His defense is playing awesome tonight, so he really doesn't have a whole lot to lose. Racine Park doesn't really have a potent passing attacks, and that's what they would have to do if Racine Park gets the ball back.
With only a minute left.
With only a minute left.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens now.
Field goal's probably out of the question, huh?
Oh, from this distance, that would be 35, 45,
We've eliminated
52
the
yard
field
tip.
goal.
Yeah, 52 yards. Ryan Meister might be a great kicker, but I think 52 is pretty tough, don't you?
Yeah, that might be pretty tough. But I've seen him kick a 45 field goal warming up against us when they played us, so he has a strong leg. But that was, of course, with no pressure.
Right. Not with 11 guys coming at you in a playoff game.
Right.
You always pick on kickers, and you wonder why they can kick it in practice, but it is hard when you got 11 guys coming to tear your head off to concentrate on kicking the ball in the right spot.
Well, we'll see what Coach Trickey has up in his sleeve here. Minute 7 to go, 4th down and 10. And Ahmed is quick kick by Chad Shear.
Great kick.
And a good kick. That's going to go out of bounds around the 3-yard line. That surprise you, Gary?
Surprised me. I thought maybe they would go for it.
Now, they've got all their timeouts here. Now you got 59 seconds.
Well, we'll see what happens now. That's true. South could call 3 quick timeouts if they can hold Park's offense and get the ball back in decent field, or an excellent field position, actually.
Other scores coming in tonight. Kenosha Trimper is leading Milwaukee Washington in the second quarter, 9-0. That news for you people down Racine Kenosha way. Milwaukee Washington, a great school this year.
So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what Racine Park decides to do. It's 1st down and 10. The ball on the 4-yard line, so they're in a hole right now. Let's see what Waukesha South's defense can do with this now.
They're just going to run it
call it. Let's see if they call a timeout here. Down to 56 seconds to go. 55. No, I think they're just going to let it run out. That surprises me, Fred.
Now they call timeout. Nope.
Okay.
We wasted about 6 seconds.
Yeah. So South decides to call a timeout after watching 8 seconds click off the clock there, Gary. So South obviously is going to try to get the football back.
Well, if you get a turnover down here, muff the snap or something.
Well, it's been an interesting defensive football game in the first half here. Waukesha South leading 3-0, first round of the high school playoffs, and what a beautiful evening for football. And we'll see what Racine Park decides to do. They just were satisfied to try and see the clock run out here and get out of this hole, right, Gary?
Yeah,
that's what they'd like to do.
That's what they like to do, but Coach Trigger says, oh no, I'm going to rush this punt.
Okay, it'll be 2nd down and 10 as the Black Shirt defense goes back on the field.
Racine Park only losing 2 games this year, one to Beloit 22-13, and their other loss came to Kenosha Tremper, a great school. They lost 6-0, so they're 7-2.
Now last week we saw Waukesha South win, what was their 27th straight game in the Braveland Conference?
3 years in a row without a loss.
And that's a tough conference. Gary, we did see some good teams play this year, and you know, I was really impressed. We did the Brookfield Central and the Brookfield East game, and that was one of the better games we did all year. I think both those schools are up and coming.
Yes, they really have a long way to go yet. They don't really have any feeder programs, which all the other schools have, so they're a little behind the 8 ball there.
Well, this time they had the ball off, and it was fumbled by McLaurin, and it was recovered by number 2, Trevor Rogers. So Waukesha South will call another timeout. That was a dangerous handoff.
Oh, dangerous.
So that was kind of a break for Racine Park to get the ball back.
Boy, it seems like Park shot themselves in one foot, and they want to do it to the other one right now.
So South calls a quick timeout, 40 seconds to go, 3rd down and 9 yards to go. So South wants to get that ball back one more time and force Park into a punting situation.
And Park was lucky that Rogers was there. There was nobody else on the other side. If one of the South defenders would have picked up that ball, you can advance it into the end zone.
Sure you can.
And it was only, what, 3 yards to go. No one would have stopped him.
Boy, Coach Trickey has done a good job tonight deferring that opening kickoff. They held, and they went down and scored a field goal, and they have taken advantage of 2 Racine Park mistakes, and they hold on to that slim 3-0 lead. Both teams well coached. So we've got 3rd down and 9, 40 seconds remaining in the opening half.
They hold them here. They'll get the ball back with maybe 25, 30 seconds, and Craig's got the arm to move the ball down the field in that time, that's for sure.
Well, I'd have to think they would probably try and block the punt. Well, they got
everybody.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here. They've got to get the 4th down situation first. Right now it's 3rd down and 9. See what Racine Park does. And the handoff goes to number 28, Shad Smith, around the left side. And he may have gotten the 1st down.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll see where they mark that football. Nice run by Shad Smith. He's a 6 foot, 185-pound senior running back. And he did get the 1st down. What a play, huh?
What a big play. I think Waukesha South kind of relaxed there on that last play.
Well, the clock is now stopped with 35 seconds to go. Park with a 1st down and 10. The ball on the 15-yard line. Now you'd have to think that they're going to let it run out, huh?
Yeah, I probably would. But
on the year, Shad Smith, 29 attempts, 209 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7.2 yards per average per carry.
Well, that was probably the biggest offensive play of the night for Racine Park. And I think they're going to let the clock run out here as Moss drops on the football. South making no effort to stop the clock. So a defensive battle in the 1st half, but I'll tell you something, in my opinion, Waukesha South offensively did move the football well.
Yes, they seem to have the momentum going here. So, but also Racine Park has kind of hurt themselves a lot by fumbling the football. They put it on the ground pretty much this 1st half.
Okay, we're going to run out the 1st half here now. 3, 2, 1, and that is the end of the 1st half here at Waukesha South. The Black Shirts lead Racine Park by a score of 3-0 in the opening round of the WIAA State High School Football Playoffs. And we'll be back with more during our halftime right after this. John Gillespie, Fred Nagel, and Gary Ellerson back with you at halftime. Waukesha South has a slim 3-0 lead over Racine Park, and they scored on their opening drive a 29-yard field goal by Ryan Meister, and that's been all the scoring in the entire 1st half of play. First, let me talk to my cohort here, Fred Nagel. Fred, I know that we expected a little bit more scoring in that opening period.
Yeah, we did. And actually, if you look at the scoreboard, you would think that South has got the edge being up 3-0, but I happen to think here at halftime that the advantage is going to Racine Park right now. They've put the ball on the ground 3 different times, twice inside the 10-yard line, and South's only got 3 points on the board to score for it, to show for it. So they should have scored more after the ball's fumbled that much.
Well, let's talk to our assistant coach, Gary Ellerson, who's from Brookfield East. Gary, of course, played with the Green Bay Packers. He knows the game extremely well. Gary, what would you say if you could pinpoint a couple of the critical plays in that 1st half? What would they be?
I almost definitely have to say the fumbles by Racine Park has really hurt them in this ball game tonight.
So as a coach at halftime, say you're Racine Park's coach, what do you say to the kids after a couple of mistakes really will cost them the lead?
I will tell them, say, look, kids, we've drove the ball on them all night long. We've been down inside the 10, and we just haven't been able to punch it in. I know you can move the ball on these guys, and you can, and you know you can, so just eliminate the mistakes, and we will score.
Okay, this is the third time that we have seen Waukesha South play this year. Fred, we don't see any variation in their game plan, do we?
No, they're pretty much doing what they've done all year right now at halftime. Waukesha's got 7 first downs. Craig is 2 for 7 in the passing department for only 10 yards, so that's kind of low for them. And they've rushed for somewhere right around 95 yards in the first half.
Both you guys, you know, we noticed some big holes being opened by Waukesha South in that first half of play. When you look at the trenches, what do you guys think? Who's winning this football game in the trenches?
Well, right now, I think that Waukesha South is winning it, and they're doing it by running mostly to their left side. So right now, they're winning the battle on the line.
What do we look for in the second half now here out of Waukesha South? Basically, they stick with their same game plan, huh, Fred?
I think both teams stick with their same game plan. You know, it's 3-0. You just come out here and do what you did all year. You didn't come into this game 9-0 or 7-2 because it was a fluke. Both of these teams are good, and I think they're going to stick with what got them to this point.
Well, the game is close now, and undoubtedly, I think it's going to be a very close game down to the finish. You look at last year, these two teams met in the playoffs. Waukesha South won it 34-31 in overtime, so these two ball clubs are very evenly matched.
Yes, and they know each other very well also.
Now you look at the speed factor. I think Racine Park may have the edge in speed.
Well, in the speed department, they're backs. Nobody runs the 40 in less than like 4.4. They're quick kids. I think you have to give the strength department to Waukesha South with Smith. You know, he just gets down and he'll bowl you over. You hit him, he'll spin and move away from you. But the Park kids, they'll run away from you. They can get along the outside to the sideline. Your secondary man's responsible for bringing them down, and that's putting a lot of pressure on a secondary defensive guy to bring down a speedster.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the second half of tonight's play. Let's turn our discussion a little bit to the Braveland Conference. Now, we did a lot of games in the conference this year, Gary. We saw some very good football teams in addition to Waukesha South. This conference, in my opinion, looks like it's on the upswing. Would you agree?
Yes, this is a very strong conference from top to bottom. We have 2 teams at the bottom now that are kind of weak, but they're getting stronger each year. So each night is not a gimme game.
Now, how are you adapting to coaching on the high school level after playing professional football? Are you enjoying it?
It's a thrill to get back into football. I've been out now for a couple of years, and Jack Perry and Jack Charlesworth gave me the opportunity to get back in it, and I'm just happy to be there.
Well, we're enjoying your company tonight as guest commentator for the playoffs. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Okay, well, Fred, I guess we're going to take a break here, and we'll come back with the opening kickoff of the second half, and we're expecting a great second half, as right now Waukesha South holding on to a slim 3-0 lead over Racine Park. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the second half kickoff right after this. Well, we're back, seconds away from the kickoff of the second half. Gary, I guess that little coaching strategy worked pretty well, huh?
Yeah, it worked out pretty good. He gets the ball back, has the momentum, has the lead.
Talking about the coach of Waukesha South deferring the opening kickoff in the first half. This ball comes down to Rob Slavens, who kind of hesitated on whether to catch the football or not, and it's going to cost him. South is going to have the ball 1st and 10 on the 11.
Slavens trying to turn the ball upfield, but very quick secondary play by Racine Park there. Halftime stats for Waukesha: 7 first downs. Craig is 2 for 7, 10 yards passing, 16 rushes for right around 93 yards. Racine Park has got 3 first downs, 0 for 2 passing for Moss, 20 rushes, 76 yards, and the key stat: 3 fumbles, 2 of them inside the 10-yard line.
Well, a penalty going against Waukesha South. Looks like an illegal block, so they're going to have a 1st down and 10 on the 5-yard line. Tough position to start out.
No, that hurts.
John Gillespie, Fred Nagel, and Gary Ellerson, assistant coach at Brookfield East, bringing you the action tonight, the TV 43 game of the week, WIAA state playoffs. So we've got a dandy going here. Waukesha South leading 3-0. Amat's handoff goes to Miller, and he gets nothing. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Now this could be a point here. If South doesn't pick up a first down, we're actually deferring the kick. They may have been better off playing on defense and holding Park further down the field.
May have been.
It'll be 2nd down and 11, actually a loss of a yard on that play.
Loss of a yard, it'll be 2nd and 11.
And we've got Craig Ahmet, a senior quarterback, 6'2", 180 pounds, running the Waukesha South offense. Splitting Mike Wolter out to the left side. And Ahmet back to pass, and he has a man. And it was complete, but not much yardage, maybe 3 yards. And that pass was caught by number 82, Brian Cramp.
It's a little what they call the old button hook play. Just run down the field a couple of yards, turn around, and the quarterback should have the ball there just as you're making your turn.
Again, good job by the Racine Park defense. A gain of 4 yards on the play. Still, it'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go. We're in the second half. Waukesha South leading 3-0. Ahmet this time back to pass, straight drop. And he's under pressure, and he's going to run the football. And he picks up what appears to be a first down. He was knocked out of bounds on the 18.
I think he's got the first down.
That's one thing about this quarterback here. He can run the football. And when we played him, we always tried to rush from outside in and try to contain him, because if you let him get outside, he will burn you.
We should mention that the winner of this football game will advance to the second round, Fred.
And they will either take on Milwaukee, Washington, or Kenosha Tremper, depending on who wins that game, which is in progress as we speak.
1st down and 10. Ball on the 18. And the inside handoff to Miller, who gets up to the 25-yard line. Some hard running by Scott Miller. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. So South got out of that hole.
Yes, they did, and they needed to.
Miller, 5'11", 180 senior. He's got good size, and he's another one of those guys that likes to run low to the ground. They've got punishing backs for South. If you're going to hit the guy, he's going to let you know who you're running into.
I noticed tonight we have not seen as much of Bill Smith as we have in past games.
No.
The other running back. And here is Bill Smith. And he goes over the left side and picks up another 1st down for Waukesha South. This is exactly what they want to do, is it not?
Yes. This is what they did when they opened the football game up. They're going to come right out and try to run it at you and run it at you. They're going to pop a little pass in there every once in a while to keep you honest.
So another 1st down. The ball resting on the 30-yard line. 9 minutes to go. 3rd quarter. 3-0 lead. Waukesha South on top. 89, Wolter split to the left. And the handoff goes to Miller up the middle, and Miller breaks 3 tackles and picks up 7 yards. I tell you, Scott Miller running very hard. That one looked like he did it mostly on his own.
He did all on a nice hard running there by number 21.
Taking a look at that South offensive line, Shane Vaughn at one of the tackles, Andy Bingenheimer at guard, Steve Wilkham at center, Chris Taylor at guard, Mike Thomas at tackle. They're doing an excellent job in this football game.
Once again, a good-sized offensive line, not the big, ugly sort of offensive linemen that you like to have, like me, 260 pounds or something. But they're quick. They do the job.
Well, this is a coach's dream. 2nd down and 2, 2nd down and 1. That's what they want. Ahmet back to pass. And I'll tell you, Park's putting a lot of pressure on him tonight, and he seems to be able to elude the pressure. That ball overthrown.
He's going to Newell down there on the sideline.
So they're not containing Ahmet. They're letting him get out of the pocket and scramble around there. Sooner or later, he's going to get a big play if they don't contain him.
He'll burn you when he rolls out like that.
Well, they were able to waste it down there and still have 3rd down and 1. 8 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. The Black Shirts leading Racine Park 3-0. So far, both offenses have been able to move the football, but no touchdowns yet in this football game.
Pick up the blitz.
Yeah, that was a good job. Miller picks up the 1st down. That was a good job, Fred. Good job by the South offensive line. It looked like Park was in a blitz on that play.
they're sending one guy every couple of downs when they see a certain offensive formation or situation, or sending a guy, and so far every time they've done it, South has picked up the blitz. And what really helps is the fact they're running to the left, the guy's blitzing from the right.
Yes.
You know?
Well, another first down. Ball on the 42. Hand off again to Miller on the inside, and he may go all the way. He's in the open. Nice coverage by Racine, but I'll tell you, Miller just blew wide open through a big hole up the middle.
We were talking about how Miller's more of a power back there. He showed some of the speed he does have.
Well, if that was Gary Ellerson running for the Packers, he probably would have gone all the way.
Oh, that high knee kick of Gary. I talked to Lee Remmel, the PR guy from the Packers, the other day. He was telling me Gary Ellerson stories all afternoon.
Good ones?
Yeah, good ones. Yeah.
Can you give us one, or do you want to wait till after this play here?
I'll wait till later.
Okay. Craig Ahmed, another first down. Calling the signals for Waukesha South. They're threatening ball on the 31-yard line. And this time he fakes and keeps, tries to go around the left side, but he's brought down.
He did not fool anybody. Tony Love with the tackle. K&M Sports, one of the leading hockey stores in Waukesha County, is offering a brand new line of sticks by Montreal Louisville Slugger. That's kind of apropos for a hockey stick. Easton and Cooper. K&M Sports also has a strong line of skates by Bauer and pads by Cooper. For all your hockey needs, it's K&M Sports on I-94 and Highway T in the Silvernail Shopping Center in Waukesha.
That's a great sport for youngsters, though, and high school kids. Really is. Craig Ahmed faces a second down and 10. No gain on the last play. And this handoff goes to Smith. And Gary, they seem to be finding a lot of running room on the interior.
Yes, one thing they're doing different this half, they're running more to the right side this time. Look like the running backs are running very hard, and the offensive line are coming off and blowing those guys off the ball once again.
Well, they picked up 5 yards on that play. It'll bring up a third down and 5. Down to the 6-minute mark in the third quarter here. Waukesha South just holding on. That's 3-0 lead.
This is a nice sustained drive here. You get the ball where? Down at the 9-yard line they started.
Actually, they started on the 5 after the penalty.
After the penalty, that's right.
Third down and 6. Ahmed again handing off inside to Miller, and Miller fights his way down to the 23-yard line. That'll be short of the first down. It'll bring up a fourth down and about 2 yards to go. And we have a player down on the field. Looks like it's a cramp in his leg, Gary. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it appears that way.
What causes that?
I guess not enough fluids in your body, but on a cold night like this, you wouldn't think they would get too many cramps.
Is that painful?
Very painful. They hurt at night when you're in bed.
It's just like the muscle stiffens up?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's good it's not a serious injury, just a muscle cramp. They'll work on the player.
Well, we were talking that one night about injuries, and I think the worst thing that can happen is when you have the wind knocked out of you. I hate it. You're laying on the ground, you think you're going to die. You're looking for air. You're praying while you're on the ground. It's frightening.
It's very scary. You can't breathe. It's very scary.
I know that one of the Packer games this year, I think it was the opening game against the Rams, Tim Harris had that problem a couple times, the outstanding linebacker for the Packers, where both his legs were cramping up. That was a hot afternoon.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was against the Rams. They had him on the sidelines with IVs on the sideline, pumping fluid into him.
So that is the case here. It's a cramp. And we still haven't been able to see the number of the player that was down. It's number 50 for Racine Park. And that is
Jeremy Mudge.
Yeah, the nose guard. 215-pound senior. Now, he goes both ways. He is a defensive lineman and the offensive center. So I suppose if you're on the field that long, you're more apt to cramp.
Yeah.
So it'll be fourth down and about 1.5 yards to go for Waukesha South. The ball resting on the 23-yard line. A big play for both teams right here. Oh, Craig Ahmed trying to get Park to jump off sides, and I think he did it.
He took his time going up under center there, and he got down and started barking the signals out, and I think maybe he was just looking to draw him off sides, and he did it.
Now, does the quarterback change his cadence, Gary?
Yes, he probably changed the tone of his voice and made it more deliberate.
Well, it worked. Racine Park drawn offsides, and a big play for Waukesha South that gives them a first down and 10 with the ball on the 19-yard line. And I guess that's called, is that called encroachment in high school football?
Yes.
Not offsides.
No. The offense can be offsides. The defense, it's encroachment.
Thanks, Fred.
You bet.
First down and 10. Ahmed again hands off to his
there goes Miller.
Miller. touchdown.
Bill Smith out there threw a key block on the left side, and Miller just turned the ball. He had a hole in there that, man, I could have ran through that one.
Well, a 95-yard drive capped by an 18-yard run by fullback Scott Miller. And I'll tell you, they ran the football extremely well that whole series of downs.
Is that something, Gary, where you think that the coaching staff saw something and talked to them at halftime, where they started running to the right a little bit more? In the first half, they were running strictly to the left.
Yes, they probably went into halftime and felt like they could run the football on. They have not been very successful at throwing the ball, but they have been able to run the football on these guys.
Well, Ryan Meissner tacks on the extra point, and right now, Waukesha South has a 10-0 lead. And I'll tell you something, the way that South's defense has played tonight, that's going to be a tough lead to overcome for Racine Park.
That's 2 touchdowns you need right there. Don't even say that we're going to have another tie game this year. That would be too much to ask from the kids.
Well, we'll see what happens. That drive covered 95 yards, 14 plays, a superb drive. Ate up almost 7 minutes on the clock. Right now, 5:06 to go in the third quarter. Waukesha South with a 10-0 lead. Now, if you're Racine Park, do you kind of change your game plan here? They're pretty much strictly a running team, Gary Ellerson.
Well, no, at this point I wouldn't. We still have a lot of time left in the ball game, so I'll stay with my game plan.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Bridal Budget Boutique is open for business with a unique combination of new and used clothing, designer fashions for all ages and special occasions. Bridal and formal wear with all the accessories at the Bridal Budget Bouquet, 301 West Main Street, across from the gazebo.
Chad Shear with another squib kick. And this one off the hands of number 2. And I'll tell you, they're having trouble fielding the kickoff. And it looks as though Racine Park did recover. Now, they've had trouble on 3 different kickoffs tonight.
They've had problems with the special teams play. That's one of those kicks where it can hurt you one way or the other. You get a squid kick, and you got a kid who's got good hands that can handle the ball. You're going to have the ball at the 30-yard line, or you end up with somebody muffing it, and you have 3 guys standing around it. All 3 are diving for it. It could come squirting out of there.
Well, Malcolm Moss will open the second half at quarterback, as he did in the first half. And we'll see if Racine Park does keep the ball on the ground. Yes, they do. They go to number 31. That's Lee McLaurin.
Yes, Racine Park has a lot of speed. I think if I was them, I would try to get the ball outside, and I would try to get their running backs isolated on one of those guys and pop a big one outside.
Yeah, when you're that fast, you'd rather run outside where you can turn the ball upfield instead of running it with all the meat in the middle.
Well, that was a pickup of 9 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 for Racine Park. Now the ball on the 34-yard line.
That's Rogers. Yes. That was Rogers.
Moss hands this one off. And this is Reese with the ball, number 40, and he gets over the 35-yard line, enough for the first down. So Racine Park looking good.
Armando Reese, the leading rusher for the Panthers this year, 73 carries, 506 yards, 8 touchdowns, averaging 6.9 yards per carry, and he's another one of those speedsters.
Racine Park running backs in and out, obviously with the plays. Reese out of the lineup now. Into the lineup, number 2, Trevor Rogers, who is their leading rusher. And he didn't even start tonight, right?
Nope, did not start.
And number 31, the other running back right now, is McLaurin, Lee McLaurin. A lot of speed in that Racine Park offensive lineup.
Yes, there is. I think if they can possibly get one of these guys isolated one-on-one, we might see a big play here.
Well, 3:50 to go in the third quarter here at Waukesha South. The Black Shirts leading 10-0. And this is a reverse, and the ball goes to number 38, and that is Wyndham, Larry Wyndham on the reverse, and that didn't fool too many guys.
No. Shane Vaughn there in on the tackle for the Black Shirts. The thing you got to remember, though, too, is Waukesha, their defensive unit, they play very well off their blocker and run side to side off the field. They don't really get knocked down a lot. They're very good sideways.
Okay, that'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Getting close to the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. Malcolm Moss, 6'2", 175-pound senior, is at quarterback, and he's back to pass.
Oh, that ball's
and that ball was thrown to number 88, complete. That's Jason Smith, and he's forced out of bounds, but he got enough for a first down. Nice job.
Chad Shear, that was his man. Just kind of gave him too much of a cushion there.
Did you notice how far that quarterback dropped back on that play, Gary? I thought it was going to be a screen.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. But a nice play-action pass there, and the guy got open there. And that's why I said they need to try to isolate one of the guys one-on-one because they have the speed to get open.
Now, this is an important drive for Racine Park. They started it on the 21-yard line. They're now on Waukesha South's 48-yard line with a first down and 10. Malcolm Moss calling the signals. And the handoff goes to Reese, and he goes over the left side for about 6 yards. So they're moving the football.
Yes, they're answering it. They're answering the challenge right now.
They probably saw something at halftime, too, and they're coming out and executing the way the coach wants them to. You should say that Malcolm Moss is the cousin of Brett Moss. Everybody knows about him.
Outstanding running back out of Racine last year. Went to the University of Wisconsin. I guess academically he's waiting to see if he's eligible for next year.
Malcolm is 6'2", 175. That's good size for a quarterback.
Well, Malcolm Moss is going to call the signals on this play. Second down and 5. Man in motion. And he's back to pass again. And it looked like they were setting up a screen, but now he's under heavy pressure. And Moss takes off around the left side. That kid's got some speed, and he picks up a first down.
That play worked due to the fact that South didn't have to contain when they were coming in on the blitz. They had nobody on the top side of the field to hold Moss in the backfield. Wales Free Love TV says we'll make it worth your while to find us. Yes, highway construction on Moreland Road is perplexing, but just follow the yellow brick road to the Curtis Mathis sign on Highway 18. We have the lowest price guarantee on everything electric, TV sets, radio, stereos. Come find us, come shop, come save at Wales Free Love TV, Highway 18 Moreland Road, just east of the Sizzler Steakhouse. Or for directions, call 547-7213.
Well, the handoff this time goes to number 38, Wyndham, and he was hit hard.
Nice hit.
How come you get to read all the commercials?
You can do them if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to do one or two.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Ah, it's good. It's easy to find, too. Wales Free Love TV. Second down, 8 yards to go.
Come on, Toto. We have to go look at our TV set.
Well, Park has a good drive going here. The ball now on the 35-yard line. They're down 10-0. This a critical possession. Malcolm Moss, the quarterback. And he's back to the quick pass. Whoa, and he overthrew his intended receiver. That could have been picked off.
That almost was an interception that time.
Safety a little slow reacting to that side. Otherwise, I think he would have had a chance to scoop up on the ball. Moss only taking 2 quick steps, dropping back and unloading the ball.
Well, let's take a look at that Racine Park offensive line real quickly. Number 76 at tackle, Brian Christensen. At guard, Charlie Brandt. At center, Jeremy Mudge. At one guard, Dan Anderson. At the other tackle, Solomon Hutcherson. Big play here, third down and 8. Racine Park would love to keep this drive going. Minute 20 left in the third quarter. And the handoff goes to number 28 over the left side. And that is Shad Smith, who is close to the first down marker.
So as Gary said, Racine Park answering the challenge.
This looks pretty close, doesn't it?
That's very close.
Well, we're going to have a measurement here.
Well,
they're not going to measure. They are going to measure. Make up your minds, fellas. Apparently, it looks it is short by about a foot or two. Yeah, no, actually inches. Actually inches. So it'll be fourth down and about 6 inches to go. Brent Moss, Malcolm Moss. Now you got me thinking about Brent. Malcolm Moss, the quarterback, most likely will sneak on this play. We'll see what happens.
1 minute, 11 seconds left here in the third quarter. Waukesha South up 10-0.
I didn't notice you guys didn't get your hot dogs at halftime. You were all excited.
No, they didn't come.
We sent the assistant down, and she wimped out, couldn't get through the line or something like that.
The assistant, you're talking about one of our producers.
Oh, I'm
Colette
sorry.
Carey?
Ooh. I don't know this technical TV jargon here.
Okay, here's a very big play. Fourth down, inches to go for Racine Park. We're down to the 1 minute mark in the third quarter. They're down 10-0. They need this first down. And they hand the ball off to Reese. And Reese is hit hard by the entire Waukesha South defensive line.
Oh, and this crowd is going wild. That was a great defensive play by the Waukesha South Blackshirts. They were not fooled at all.
Armando Reese with the carry. He's 6 foot, 178 pounds, and and he was pushed back a yard.
Yes, he lost some yards on that play.
Well, a fine play by the Waukesha South defense. Now we're inside a minute in the third quarter, so that was a big, big play.
That could be the turning play of the game.
So South takes over now with the ball on the 27-yard line, first down and 10. Craig Ahmet calling the signals again. The handoff goes inside to Miller, and he picks up maybe 2 yards. Now, if I'm Park's defense, I've got to figure that it's going to be Miller or Smith on the inside almost the rest of the way.
Well, that's all they've been seeing all night long, so they're not doing anything special. They're just coming out the football and playing rock'em sock'em football down there in the offensive line there.
Second down now and about 8 yards to go. Be a big test here for Racine Park's defense. They got to get that ball back, and that is the end of the third quarter. And the Waukesha South Black Shirts lead Racine Park by a score of 10-0. Well, we're back for the final quarter of play here at Waukesha South as the Black Shirts lead Racine Park 10-0. First round of the WIAA State High School Football Playoffs. Only one score in the third quarter of play. That was a 23-yard touchdown scamper by Scott Miller, the fullback for Waukesha South. It is now 10-0. So big quarter of play coming up here.
And as South came off the field, the fans gave him a standing ovation.
As they should. They played an excellent third quarter. Now we've got a second down and 8.
Whoa.
And the handoff goes to Shear on the, what would you call that, the flanker around, and they diagnosed it well. They diagnosed it well.
The defensive guy just too far back in the backfield kind of messed up the play there.
Well, they lost a couple of yards. It'll be third down and 9. Racine Park needs to get this football back in order to have a shot and get back in this football game down 10-0. So we'll see what Craig Ahmet decides to do. The 6'2", 180-pound senior quarterback has done an excellent job for the Waukesha South team this year. He's splitting 2 players out to the right. Ahmet back to pass, and he's hit. He is hit, and he got away. I can't believe he got away from that defensive player, and he got all the way to the 40-yard line where he was decked. He was level.
By number 3, Tony Love.
First down.
Boy, I'll tell you, if this was the NFL, he was in the grass twice.
Sure was.
That is great athletic ability right there. And what a hit by Tony Love. And you know what's real frustrating if you're a defensive guy? The guy pops up right away. I hated that. If you think you get a good hit on a guy, you want to see him laying on the ground for a while.
Well, I guarantee you Craig Ahmet will fill that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ahmet with a nice job there. I'll tell you, I thought he was down twice there for a loss.
That's just great athletic ability. That's not coached.
First down and 10. Ball on the 40. This time the handoff goes inside to Smith. Bill Smith, the 6'1", 205-pound senior running back, picks up about 3 yards. And as I mentioned earlier, we saw Bill Smith run so many times in the first couple of games, and he has not carried the ball that much tonight. Actually, it's been Scott Miller that's been the workhorse.
Well, they like to mix it up. You don't want to have the defense keying on one guy. Yeah, both of your backs back there, they don't know who to watch.
Well, time is becoming a factor in this football game. Waukesha South leading 10-0. We're down to 10 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the football game. Second down and 6. And the handoff goes to Miller. This time he's hit for a loss. Good, solid tackle by number 50, Jeremy Mudge.
Tony Love in there, too. He's all over the field tonight defensively.
What's that like for these kids to play both ways? Now, I know this Mudge plays center and defensive line. That's got to be tough, Gary.
Now, that's got to be hard. You know, you're on the field almost all night long, and you got to be in great condition to do that.
In the fourth quarter, do you lose anything going both ways, do you think?
I think you do a little. With only if you're playing against a guy that's going one way, you know he's fresher than you are.
Okay, third down and 8, another big play for both teams. And Emmett back to pass.
Nice play.
Got a lot of time. He's got Shear open down here. What a beautiful pass, and what a catch by Chad Shear. And that pass play covered almost 60 yards.
Oh, my.
What a
super play.
What a beautiful fake by Craig back there. Faked the handoff twice. A play action, holds the linebackers, and shears down the field for 6.
That guy really has a big lead arm. What an arm.
Craig Ammett with a 57-yard touchdown pass to number 43, Chad Shear. Also credit the Waukesha South offensive line, because I'll tell you, Ammett had a lot of time to look.
And with that double fake, the play action, your offensive line has got to hold the guy. You got to sit there and be counting in your head 1,001, 1,002, and you have to know when to release.
A 57-yard touchdown strike from Craig Ammett to Chad Shear. Meissner on now to try for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And I'll tell you something right now. Racine Park is in trouble. Waukesha South, a 17-0 lead with 9 minutes, 46 seconds to go in this football game.
That was just a big league play.
I'll tell you, Gary, you pointed out that he does have a big league arm. Do you think this Craig Ammett is Division I material?
In my opinion, I think he is. You know, it kind of hurt him that he played behind a great quarterback last year, so he really doesn't have a whole lot of exposure. But if I was a scout looking at him tonight, I would most definitely have to give him a scholarship.
Again, we talk about guys playing both ways. I don't know if you realize it, but Ammett not only plays quarterback, he's also in the defensive secondary.
Oh, he plays free safety?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, that's
the more you can do.
Yeah, really.
And he also runs back punts sometimes.
And kudos, of course, to Chad Shear, who ran a great pattern there. He had his man beat by 4 or 5 yards.
Man, we've said it before, Craig was one of the top quarterbacks out of 75 last summer at a quarterback camp in Michigan, and he ranked out #1. So that's going to have coaches looking his direction, too, besides the season he's having.
Well, we'll see what Racine Park does now. They're 17 points behind with just under 10 minutes to play in the game. You got to think that they're going to start passing the football. We'll see what happens. Meissner is going to do the kicking for Waukesha South. And another squibbler, and they don't like another squibbler. This one looks as if it may go out of bounds, and it does. So that'll be a penalty against Waukesha South. That was getting dangerous down there now, picking that football up of your park.
Yeah, it looked like he touched it to me, but...
It looked like somebody touched it, yeah.
Yeah, apparently several of the people up here in the press box felt as though somebody touched the football, but the official did not spot that, so Waukesha South is going to have to kick the football over again.
That's one of those things last week. Did you watch the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers game? On the kickoff, the guy just let the ball roll down the field, never touched it. He apparently thought it was a punt, and then the 49ers got the ball on the 5-yard line.
Now, and that young man had been playing football for a long time. Was that what you just space out all of a sudden, Gary, in a situation like that?
What a rookie mistake, huh? Had to be a rookie.
It wasn't a rookie. That's what I'm saying. I can't remember the fellow's name for the Steelers, but he had been around a while. So Meissner will tee it up again. I can't figure out why South is doing all this squib kicking tonight. They have not tried to kick the ball deep at all. Are they afraid of the speed back there?
That could be, and they know that maybe some of the Park guys just don't have good hands up front.
That's true. Okay, Meissner's kickoff this time goes deep. Boy, that takes a nice bounce. And that comes down to number 38, Wyndham.
Here he comes.
And Wyndham's got a big opening. Wow, he's still on his feet. Good return by number 38, Larry Wyndham.
See, the problem you get with squib kits like that is you don't have the hang time, and your containment guys on special teams don't get a chance to fill the lanes downfield.
Well, Racine Park, even with the good field position, really has their work cut out for them. 9:32 to go in the football game. They're down 17-0. And we'll see if they decide to go to the airways as Malcolm Moss, the quarterback, brings his team up. The ball resting on the 47-yard line. Man in motion. And here we have a reverse.
Reverse pass, he's open.
He's wide open.
And it is underthrown and incomplete. That was number 28, Chad Smith.
He was
with
wide
the
open.
Pass.
Wide open.
He caught it.
Oh, hey, they're going to give him the catch. They are going to give him the catch. I thought that he had trapped that football.
Let's go to the replay booth.
No, that takes too long. Did you watch the game last night? They couldn't figure out, referring to the Cleveland-Cincinnati game, they couldn't figure out what down it was. It slowed down the game for about 10 minutes. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Just make it simple, eh?
Yeah, really. First down and 10, a big play for Racine Park. Moss back to pass. He's under some pressure, and he gets the ball off, and he had...
Intercepted.
It was intercepted.
Yes.
Nice interception. Moss
threw
threw that.
up for grabs.
You'll never
there.
guess who made that interception, too.
It wasn't-
the quarterback.
no way.
You bet it was. Craig Ahmed with the interception in the end zone.
Moss was under an awful lot of pressure. He threw the ball off of his back foot as he was getting hit and just didn't have the zip on the ball. And Ahmed, you know, what can you say about a quarterback who helps his own cause?
I'm amazed at the athleticism of a guy who can play in the secondary and come back and quarterback the team without taking a break. These kids must be in darn good shape.
He's got to take a lot of poise.
So another big turnover in Waukesha South. First down and 10 on the 20. Clock now in their favor as they lead 17-0. And they'll be content to keep the ball on the ground. That was Bill Smith. He didn't get anything. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage if he was lucky.
Racine now is starting to stack the line there. They're putting extra linebackers and extra linemen on the line of scrimmage there now.
Well, we'll see if Ahmed tries to throw the football. That would leave their secondary a little loose, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Tony Love on the tackle. Some gang tackling now by Racine Park.
Well, 17-0 lead. Just about 8 minutes to go in this football game. So far, it's been all Waukesha South. Chad Cheers split to the right. And the handoff goes to Smith, who goes over the right guard for maybe 2-3 yards. Racine Park's defense looking awfully good right now, but it may be too late. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. The clock working against Racine Park now.
Sherm's Campers on Highway SS&G in Pewaukee is the place to go for aluminum and fiberglass truck caps. Sherm's also is an expert at wiring any vehicle or trailer and can service your RV too. At Sherm's Campers, Highway SS&G in Pewaukee, the hot dog capital of the world. They got the best dogs.
Boy, don't
there.
talk about hot dogs tonight, you guys. I'm trying to lose some weight.
The best dogs
I'm
at
dieting.
Pewaukee.
I know that you and Gary, that's all you wanted at halftime. Me, I wanted to watch the band. Hammett back to pass, and he's got his man. That's number 89, Mike Wolter. Wolter made the catch, and there was a flag?
I think we got offensive holding or a clip.
Well, the Racine man is indicating that it is a hold. We'll see what happens.
Below the waist, yeah.
So that's a tough break for Waukesha South. Blocking below the waist is the call. That's something we referred to in the first half. Now, when you teach your guys to block over at Brookfield East, are there certain techniques you guys teach them to stay away from going below the waist?
Yes, we try to teach them to block waist high and drive your legs and keep your head up. Once you put your head down, your body tends to follow your head. So if you keep your head up, and you will stay up.
I know when I was in high school, you could block below the waist within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now, obviously, that's changed. That was a long time ago I played high school.
That's got to be hard for an official to figure out if it happened within the 3 yards.
It's something that you could probably call almost every play, wouldn't you think, too?
Well, just like in the NFL, you call holding every time.
Well, 3rd down and 21. And Ahmed, a quick kick. A quick kick. That was a good call. A quick kick, and
nice
that worked out real well. That was Chad Shear with the quick kick from about the 1 yard line, and that ball finally rolled dead over the 50 and down to the 46.
That is twice tonight we've seen the quick kick, and both times great field position. Nice roll for Waukesha South.
Well, that's the first time we've seen the quick kick on 3rd down.
Yeah.
That was an interesting call, a good call. 3rd down and 21.
Because you think they're backed up, and you knew that Racine Park coach was going to try to block the punt, so get it out of there.
Well, we're down to the 6:30 mark in the first half in the game, and it's 17-0. Waukesha South on top. Racine Park has a first down now on the 46-yard line, 1st down and 10, and you got to think now that they got to put the ball up in the air and try to get a quick 6 here. They fumble the football, and it looks like Waukesha South got it. We'll see what the official says.
I think Shane Vaughn, number 77.
You're right on that one, Fred. Shane Vaughn. Well, that's another tough turnover for Racine Park.
Well, you are talking about things going your way tonight for Waukesha South. They're getting the good bounces on the kicks, the turnovers.
That was good hustle by number 77, Shane Vaughn.
How many fumbles have they had
That
tonight?
is 4 fumbles tonight for Racine Park. You can't put the ball on the ground that much and win a football game.
No, you can't.
Okay, we're down to the 6-minute mark now. 17-0. Waukesha South appears to have this one under control. 1st down and 10 on the 46-yard line. And that's Bill Smith, and he's hitting the, wow, that was Mudge that got him in the backfield.
That Mudge is all over the place. Here's Mudge in your eye.
That's not bad, Fred. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thanks. I had to use it sometime tonight.
Well, that'll bring up a second down and 19 or 18, a loss of 8 yards on the play. Good job by Jeremy Mudge, who goes both ways. He plays center and he plays defensive line for Racine Park. Well, the clock really working against Racine Park now. Inside 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Hammett calling the signals. Hands off again to Miller on the inside. Picks up 3-4 yards. And that'll run another 30-40 seconds off the clock.
Racine Park still believes they can win. They're out there hitting, playing just as hard as they did in the beginning of the first quarter.
Well, as we talked at halftime, Gary, this game really could have gone the other way in the first half.
Yes, it really could have. Racine Park's made a couple mistakes to hurt themselves down inside their own 10-yard line. So we could have been looking at a 14-17 ball game right now at this point, but that's not the case at this point.
Well, as we look ahead now to the playoffs coming up, it appears that Waukesha South will go into the second round. This is the second time you've seen them play, once up here in the booth and once down on the field as a coach. How far do you think this Waukesha South team can go this year?
I think they have the potential to go all the way. One thing, they do have a balanced attack. I mean, they can throw the ball, they can run the ball, and they have a great quarterback to control the offense. And he looks like he's also calling the defensive schemes back there in the secondary.
Well, it'll be 4th down and 15. South in a punting situation.
First Federal Savings Bank is one of the most reliable banks in Wisconsin. They specialize in home, car, and educational loans. Stop by our 3 convenient locations at 134 Wisconsin Avenue, Racine Avenue, and Highway 59, and at Summit in Grandview. That is First Federal Savings Bank, serving Waukesha for 67 years.
Obviously there, Waukesha South intentionally taking the delay of game. They just wanted to run a little bit more time off the clock. 5 yards doesn't make much difference to them in a punting situation. Gary, I got to tell you, we have a special event that we do up here on the TV 43 Game of the Week each week. It's called the Fred Nagel Hustle Awards.
Gary knows about that.
You know about the Hustle Awards? Okay, well, I guess everybody in Waukesha County knows about the Fred Nagel Hustle Awards.
It's worldwide.
But they're given to the player on each team who exemplifies good sport and an outstanding game, I guess. So think about that for a minute, okay? And we'll call on you a little bit later on for your choice.
Nice
and that punt. Yeah, very nice punt. And it looks like a nice job of running there by number 31, Lee McLaurin.
Steve Wilcomb there bringing him down, number 53 for the Black Shirts. I'm telling you, this Racine Park team is quick. They get their hands on the ball, and they're right up the field.
And Waukesha South keeping up with that speed tonight. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the football game. And we'll see what Moss has up his sleeve here. Obviously, they're going to try to throw the football. 17-0 lead, a little bit just too much to overcome, I'd say, at this point.
Looks like we have a new quarterback in the ball game here.
We do. That's number 13, John Seidel.
5'9", 160. He's a senior. So he's a senior, you give him a chance to play here.
Well, that handoff went to number 33, Marvin Brown. We've got a lot of substitutions in now for Racine Park.
Now, to try to explain this playoff situation here, the sectional final games will be played on Saturday, October 27th. The 24 survivors of the first 2 rounds will participate in state semifinal games on Friday or Saturday, November 2nd or the 3rd, at a dozen different sites throughout the state. They've picked out different stadiums. Those winners will play in the finals on Friday and Saturday, November 9th and 10th at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison.
Okay, so we go to neutral sites then after this?
Later on, I believe one more round, and then after that there will be a neutral site.
That was something that Gary Ellerson and I were discussing at halftime, the importance of the home field, and that is important to these kids.
Yes, it's very important. I think with Waukesha South having the best record, I think maybe they will probably be home.
Is it fair to have a home field advantage when you get to the state playoffs? I'm not saying anything against Waukesha South or Racine Park or any of the other teams involved, but does that obviously gives one team an advantage going in?
Well, I think if you work your butt off all season long and you earned it, I think they earned their spot. They're 9-0, and so I think it's something that they earn. It's not just given to them.
Okay, so we've got 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the football game. Racine Park has called a timeout. They're facing a 2nd down and 9. They are down 17-0. And you guys want my vote for Fred Nagel Hustle Award tonight?
Sure, it's up to you and Gary tonight.
Well, okay.
I don't want any part of it. I'm washing my hands of it.
Okay, I think you got to go offensively with Waukesha South with Craig Ahmed. He did a great job tonight, the quarterback. Did an outstanding job defensively, too, but was well poised, handled himself real well on the field overall.
Yes,
that's my choice.
That's your choice.
You get a choice, too.
Do I get a choice? I'm going to go with Scott Miller. I think he has kept him in the ball game with getting a couple key first downs there in the second half here.
Okay, Gary, I agree with you there. He did a great job running, scored a touchdown. So Craig Ahmed, I wish I could get that. You know, I've been so used to calling him Ahmed, but it's Craig Ahmed, and Scott Miller, the two Fred Nagel Hustle awardees tonight.
You know, Halloween's just around the corner. Boo! Scared you, didn't I?
Ooh.
And the Joke Shop in downtown Waukesha is your Halloween headquarters.
Ooh.
They have costumes, professional makeup, and lots of help and suggestions from Jeff's 18 years of experience. And this week only, mention my name, Fred Nagel, and get 10% off any whoopee cushion in stock. Now, that's a stock whoopee cushion. You can't order one. It's the kind that they have on the shelf. That's a Joke Shop at 265 West Main Street. You know, you can go and order whoopee cushions like you order a car. You know, you wait 8 weeks to get it. Customized job.
John Siedel's pass there was thrown incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down and 9. I'm really excited about you wearing your whoopee cushion costume. Is that going to be Saturday night when we do the next game?
Just as long as you don't sit on me,
Hey,
buddy.
we should really start talking about that. We're going to be following Waukesha South all through the playoffs. And tonight's game, by the way, will be seen Wednesday. That is tomorrow at noon, at 4 p.m., and at 8 p.m. Then again on Saturday, it will be shown at 9 a.m. and at 6 p.m. So a lot of opportunity to catch to tonight's game. And that's great. We're showing it so many times. Once again tomorrow, 12, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. and Saturday again at 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. The kids get a chance to see it. The guys that played in the game. There's enough different times where the parents can see it. Everybody in the city of Waukesha, Pewaukee, everybody around can watch that game.
And you will see it on TV 43, and we will be following Waukesha South as far as they go. We know that they will continue on, and they will either meet Kenosha Tremper or Milwaukee Washington, depending on the winner of that game tonight. And I got a score right now in the 4th quarter. It's Tremper up over Washington 9-6. So that's
we
a
don't know right
defensive
now.
battle.
Yeah. I'll tell you, we got a new quarterback in. Quite a few substitutions for Waukesha South. Rob Slavens, a junior, 6 foot, 155 pounds. He's in at quarterback now. Slavens, this is not the first action that he's seen tonight. He is usually back receiving punts and kickoffs. So look at the kids on the sidelines here. They're having a great time, the Waukesha South Black Shirts, celebrating what appears to be a 17-0 victory. There's still 2 minutes left in the game, but not much really can happen with Waukesha South again driving with the ball on the 31-yard line.
Bringing out the first stringer so they get a hand from the crowd.
Slavens inside handoff. Now, Fred, you're going to have to spot these numbers for me, buddy, because we got some new guys in there. That was number 33, Jay Lasota. When you win 27 straight games in the Braveland Conference, you're a good football team. What makes Waukesha South so powerful in comparison to the other schools in your conference?
I think they have a great community here. They have great backing, and these kids, they play football fairly young here, and their parents really support the football program, and I think that makes a difference, you know, with other programs.
Well, it appears as though Waukesha South is going to up their record on the season to 10-0. They're going to advance to the second round of the WIAA State High School playoffs. And Racine Park played a decent football game tonight. Unfortunately, a few mistakes cost them. Their record is going to drop to 8-3 on the year.
7-3.
7-3 on the year. This will be their last game. And Waukesha South will continue playing.
And really, they were right in it at halftime, only down 3-0.
Well, we're inside a minute to go in the football game, down to the 52nd mark.
This could be interesting now. I believe Kenosha Tremper may be undefeated this year.
Yeah, they are.
So
we could have 2 undefeated teams going at each other.
Hey, I'm getting keyed up about Saturday night already.
I'm excited. I'm out of wind up here, and I'm not even playing.
So if we have 2 games in a week, it's the TV 43 games of the week.
Yeah, you bet. And plus, look at it this way. It's a little more change in the pocket, John.
For you, right? I'm doing this for free because I love high school football. And that's why Gary is here, too.
You know it.
You're lying through your teeth, Gillespie.
45 seconds to go in this football game. Waukesha South 17, And Racine Park, nothing. Inside handoff. No, a keeper by Slavens. He goes around the left side. Wow, he picks up the first down. Rob Slavens, he's a junior. That's the heir apparent, I would take it, to the quarterback, Craig Abbott.
It looks pretty good out there.
Slavens is a junior. He's 6 foot, 155 pounds. And we're down to 35 seconds to go in the football game. Let's see if Waukesha South wants to pick up another touchdown here. They're on the 23-yard line, threatening again. I think they're just going to run it out.
Yeah, I think so too. There he goes, down to his knee.
So it's been a good football game here tonight, especially for Waukesha South, as the final seconds tick off. And what's the feeling for the seniors on the Racine Park team now? They're ending their football career tonight.
Yeah, I remember when I played my last game in high school football, I felt very low, kind of sad, you know. But these guys got to be proud of themselves. They made it to the playoffs, and they made it last year. So they've done a great job. They have nothing to hang their heads about.
So Waukesha South ups their record to 10-0.
10-0, and they move on.
And I'll tell you, look at the celebration here. The fans in the stands love it at Waukesha South. We had a near-capacity crowd here tonight for this football game. And look at those kids, man. They're excited to go to the second round of the playoffs. So quickly here, I want, Gary, maybe you can just tell us your story of the game here, Waukesha South. Do you think they can go a lot further in the playoffs?
Well, it's going to be a big test for them next week. I think they're going to be playing Kenosha Tremper, which they are undefeated.
Tremper has won tonight, 16-6.
So they should be interesting where they might play that game this week. You have two undefeated teams, so you know, Waukesha South, they moved the ball and they did what they had to do tonight to win the football game.
And Fred?
South just keeps moving on. They do what they have to do. They've done it all year. And you got to think at this point, and next week's game is going to be exciting, or this coming Saturday's game, it may be played on Saturday against Kenosha Tremper.
Okay.
Time and place will be announced, and keep it tuned to TV 43 or check the local listings, and we'll have the information for you.
And of course, we at TV 43 plan to cover Waukesha South as far as they go in the WIAA State High School football playoffs. Quickly recapping the scoring here now, a Meissner 23-yard field goal in the first quarter gave Waukesha South a 3-0 lead. That's the way it was at halftime. Then they added on a touchdown in the third quarter. Miller went 23 yards for a touchdown. That made it 10-0 Waukesha South on top. Then the big play of the game, Fred.
The big bomb to Chad Shear, covering what, 60-some yards?
57-yard pass from Craig Abbott.
And that was the nail in the coffin tonight for Racine Park.
Gary, it was nice to have you with us tonight. Enjoyed your fine commentary.
Hey, Gary will be with us throughout the playoffs.
Can I
He's
go?
going to do every game.
You can go, yeah, and we will have hot dogs next time at the half. Okay, that's it. The associate producer of the TV 43 Game of the Week is Fred Nagel. Our production secretary is Colette Carey. Tonight's game was directed by Jim Davis, and our van engineer was Pete Moran. The TV 43 Game of the Week is produced by Bruce Bennett, and special thanks to Gary. And of course, as we mentioned before, we will be following Waukesha South throughout the playoffs, and let's hope they go all the way to the state finals.
It sure be fun to be on Camp Randall in a couple of weeks.
Yes, it would. For Fred Nagel and Gary Ellerson, I'm John Gillespie. Have a pleasant evening.
That's 1-800.